Hey,
All right, you all set? You're good,
I'm all.
Mr. Hyper Turtle.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Nice. Okay, we're bringing you in. Let me do the intro video. Welcome everybody.
Hmm.
We'll be right back. Here's the quick intro for tonight's game.
Well, we are finally here. The FSL code S Plus Finals. After several months, it has come down to the top two players, Dark Menace and Haruz. Dark Menace has a 4-1 record in his matches in the regular season with 8 wins, 5 losses in games, while Haruz was only 2-3 in matches and 6 wins and 7 losses in games. But Haruz has been on fire, with upsets over last year's finalist Vales and defending champion Neutrophil in the playoffs. This is Dark Menace's second finals, while rookie Haruz is on a stellar rise, steadily improving throughout the start of the season to reach the pinnacle. This best of 7 will be a showcase of Zerg versus Protoss, and should be fantastic to watch. Meanwhile, the third place match is with Neutrophil and the rookie, Lighthood. Both matches feature the brothers going against each other from the US and Algeria. This is surely a finals broadcast with great storylines. Good luck and have fun!
All right. Okay, let's bring in Mr. Hyper Turtle,
All
our
right.
commissioner this season, right?
Absolutely. And after a delay or two, we are ready to go with our last couple matches of the 1v1 Code S Plus season. We are going to start with the third place match, and then we are going to finish with the grand finals. Now, this is really interesting because we got two families against each other, basically, divided up between each match. So we'll see who takes it in the third place match, and then we'll see whether the brother avenges in the next one. I'm going to bring them on right now. Neutrophil and Lighthood.
Hello.
And Neutrophil, are you able to get on camera? I mean, not Neutrophil, but Lighthood.
Yep.
All right. Long march to get here. Lighthood, you made it all the way from the lower Code S into Code S Plus, just missing getting to the grand finals. But now got a chance for a little bit of redemption here, not to mention a potential third place spot.
It was a hard road to proceed.
Absolutely. That's what they like to say. StarCraft is hard. Wouldn't want
Really?
it any other way. Yeah, there you are. And in chat, Yusuf, hello, and we are doing great. We are about ready to roll. I know definitely some schedule conflicts here and there, but the two of you were tearing it up. Neutrophil, how you doing? You're over at college right now, right?
I am.
Hey,
I just came back from the gym actually when you texted me to get on. So
all right. Well, at least you're warmed up then. Neutrophil, you still going to be doing your random right now?
Sorry.
um, I don't know yet. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, we'll see in, I don't know, a matter of moments, actually. Well, you're over in the East Coast. Lighthood, you are all the way out in Algeria as it's getting into the night. So I don't want to waste too much time before we start. Any last words against your opponents?
Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck.
Hope you win.
Let's see.
All right. Oh, and here I'm going to bring an additional caster in as well, just to help me with this one. War Bunnies will be handling the grand finals with me. Good luck and have fun indeed. Hello, E.T. Pone Home.
Howdy, howdy.
All right. Well, thank you for helping out. We wanted to get a fairly early start here, at least as far as we're concerned. So you've been watching a bit of both of these. You've been primarily focused on 2v2, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know what it's like to have a full family of gamers, and here we are. Lighthood, Harus, both from the same household, Neutrophil, Dark Menace, KJ Freedom hosting right now. It is definitely a family affair when it comes to StarCraft.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see what we get here.
All right. And we are starting out with Babylon. Just to go over that, second map is going to be Dragon Scales, and if it goes there, we'll be finishing off in Royal Blood. This is going to be a best of 3. All right, and it looks like both players are ready. Let's do it. ET, what do you know about these two?
Well,
know
I
you've-
mostly know about Neutrophil. I know he loves his
Mhm.
warp prisms and warp prisms. So and also race switching. So we'll see what happens. I'd
Absolutely, he
imagine,
is.
in a series of this magnitude, he'll probably stick with his main race, but we'll have to see.
As Protoss's main, I know he generally goes random.
I believe it was once upon a time, although sometimes that changes at these levels,
It
especially.
does. Yeah, I've kind of shifted to Zerg myself. All right, here we are. In the upper left, we have the pink Protoss, and he is
And in the bottom right, the red Terran player. He is
Lighthood.
all right. Now, Lighthood really likes to start out aggressively. He likes to pump out those Reapers right away and really throw his opponent off, and his control of them is pretty impressive. We're having a probe moving across the map before a gateway, but it is going to be a gateway. No cannon rush shenanigans just yet.
Yeah, a little interesting to see no low ground wall, but also not trying to wall in the Reaper jump spot, but nothing too impactful.
No, but yeah, here we go. Neutrophil loves to start out with this, just seeing if he can tickle those SCVs just enough to distract them. And he also gets an early look at what's going on. Just 2 probes on gas. I think that's going to mean he's going to... Oh, nope. Gets a second assimilator down almost right away.
Yeah, a little interesting to Nega for that. Oh, and he does get the SDV. Very nice, Micro.
Yep, tickled to death. And yes, Dark Menace, Neutrophil, and also Little Reaper are all brothers. And it helps to have someone who runs a StarCraft team right there in the house to teach you.
Absolutely, absolutely. That probe getting more damage than most sentries do in their lifetime, so.
Absolutely, and still not walled out. So at the very least, he's going to keep an eye on what's going on. It's a little unusual for Lighthood. Usually he likes to start with at least 2 barracks, if not 3, but he is going straight into factory attack.
Yeah, and I mean, not going for any initial unit off of the barracks means that his CC is going to have to be forced onto the high ground. It looks like he's building it, so doesn't even get to put it on the low ground there, as he won't have any units out for quite some time.
Yep. Not to mention open himself up to a potential pylon block if Neutrophil's feeling really cheeky. And we are getting the Stalker out to begin with. And I was wondering about this with the reactor, whether he'd be swapping that out to the factory. There we go, and we got the basic 1-1-1 here. Stargate already on the way. And the Tickle Probe. The Tickle Probe continuing to be a menace to his Terran opponent.
Yeah. Oh, is it's going to be a Cyclone coming out and a Hellion. Does hit a pretty major supply block.
Yeah, that is not good.
Just starts the depot. That's a really bad supply block there. Luckily enough to get the Cyclone out, so he'll have at least the ability to shut down the probe scout if it was still there.
I think the command center is actually going to be ready before that supply depot is. That'll add supply on its own. But Neutrophil already with the Nexus just about complete in his expansion.
Yeah, that's a bit of a painful supply block if Lighthood's looking to get anything done, which I think a lot of times if you're building these early Cyclones, you are wanting to go across the map and at least poke, but if your second Cyclone's delayed by like a full minute like it's going to be, then you just don't really have the same opportunities.
And feeling that, he's playing very defensively. Look at already, he's on the high ground. He's changing the command center into an orbital before even moving it. He is going for Banshee play. That's interesting. I don't see Cloak being researched just yet. Sometimes when you're supply blocked, the best thing to do is spend some of your resources on buildings or upgrades. I think Neutrophil's sensing it a little bit. He's almost got his forge done, so we'll see where he puts his cannons.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This is a lot of relatively expensive units. I guess the Cyclone, it is a good bit cheaper on gas now, only 50, but still, Banshees, Cloak, and Cyclone production with only 2 gases is
Yeah.
really taxing his economy, I would say. So we'll see
Almost
what he
seems
manages to get done, though.
It almost seems like more of an anti-Zerg build, especially because he added a Hellion. All right, Banshee's heading out. We
Yeah, that
also
Phoenix Scout, if that gets shut down, that could be pretty big for Lighthood. But if Neutrophil spots the research on the tech lab for that starport, it's going to be a bad time for those Banshees coming across the map, I think.
they're going to have to
Indeed,
do the
he
math.
does see it.
He does see it, although there's a possibility it might be a Raven. It depends whether he looks at that tech lab.
Yeah, starting up the Observer, though, seems to indicate he does have some notion of what's going on.
I think he smells it. Yeah, he smells. He smells. No, he smells Celtic mythology here. The Banshees can be hitting hard.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And Lighthood having second thoughts. That Banshee. I think he wants that to wait to use that Banshee until his ground units are
Oh,
hitting
yeah.
up front.
I mean, the new
Lighthood loves
Cyclone...
two-pronged attacks.
Yeah, the new Cyclone can be very dangerous here, and I mean, even if he just manages to kill the third while distracting with the Banshees, that could be pretty useful. Those 2 Banshees obviously will be able to kill workers in 1 volley apiece, so that's going to be nice to have, as the Observer's with the army at the front, so it's not like he can just warp in and shut these Banshees down. He'll have to have the Observer come all the way back to the main base as they are coming in now, cloaking up, and this is going to be quite a bit of damage done here. As
No
the
matter
Observer's
what.
not going with the army, it's the Observer is wandering off over
Oh,
the Cyclones right now, so
And
it's
those
going to be even
probes,
more
they didn't
delayed.
really retreat. They just moved a little ways away, and the Banshees are just having a meal there.
Yeah, 12 probes going down, make it 13, 14, 15, and should even be able to make it out with both Banshees still alive, so that threat's still going to be there, and this is a massive amount of damage for Neutrophil.
I think it's safe to say that Neutrophil's starting a little bit on the back foot, but he has more than caught up right now. We have 35 SCVs to 34 probes, and that's not counting the good old mules.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the income tab, Lighthood is out mining by about 400 to 500 minerals a minute right now, which is
Yes,
a big
indeed.
difference to have this early on in the game.
The Observer went out to where the Banshees were, then the Banshees just went straight back to the base. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it was definitely a very well played strategy by Lighthood, sort of forcing the Stalkers to the front. I think Neutrophil probably could have been a little bit safer, but maybe second guessing the existence of the Banshees, and thus had the Observer all the way at the front instead of keeping it in the main base.
Good luck. Good job chasing the Cyclones down. They are even in army supply right now, though.
This is a dangerously sized Stalker force here, as does blink out of the way of those mines. I'm worried the 3 mines really aren't going to be much against blink Stalkers, especially whenever they have an Observer available. So that's a pretty large amount of Lighthood supply that's not really going to units that are going to help him defend this. As it looks like Neutrophil will try to target down the tech lab and gets it, shutting down the combat shield, which is quite nice. Does lose a Stalker for it thus far, and blinks out, but well worth the trade, I would say.
Right, this is where tanks can really come in handy when you got blink stalkers knocking your door.
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite the worker damage, I mean, Neutrophil is now mining from 3 bases. He's actually fairly comfortable right now, and once again, taking the worker lead.
Yeah, Neutrophil does have, I think, out of all the players in the Code S, the most just kind of steady macro. It doesn't feel like he super slips up in his macro even when the game gets a little messy. He might take a lot of damage, but he just continues making his probes, hits his pylons, things like that, which is very important to see. Also, we did lose both the Banshees. I'm not sure if Lighthead F2'd maybe, and they came into the main base there, but they did both fall. So that avenue for feature harassment is gone, which also
Could have gone
frees up
either way.
Stalkers.
He might have wanted to swing the Banshees in while his opponent was busy focused on the other side of the map. Either way, there were stalkers waiting for them.
Yep, so they did get shut down, and it's going to be that classic storm that we've seen in past seasons. Typically does quite well at these levels, as it's pretty hard to micro against. I really do question the use of Widow Mines here when you don't see a single Zealot out on the map. Probably would have been better to have a couple siege tanks to anchor the forces at this point, as Stalkers don't really care about Widow Mines.
As long as the Stalkers have detection, which they very much do. Now, right now, +1 attack for Marines and Marauders is about 3/4 of the way. Neutrophil, however, is almost into +2 attack, counting when he chronos.
Well on the way, dropping a Dark Shrine as well to get those Dark Templar out onto the map, and getting a Warp Prism now, as I said, one of his classic units. Now, I will say, the Widow Mines will start to come in handy here, as I believe Neutrophil's planning on adding Zealots in now that Charge is finished, so those may be useful. I think Neutrophil probably could have done a little bit of a better job culling those Widow Mines, because they were just kind of sitting out exposed, and the Stalkers didn't do much about it for quite a while.
And right now, they can just sit there on, around the enemy base. Just the cleanup is going to be very irritating.
And
All
it looks
right.
like we're going to get a little bit of a base trade here, so surprising to see. He's trying to target the base down, but the Widow Mines are going to burrow and get big hits on the Zealots. Now going to recall, but both
Takes
players
out
losing a third base.
both of them, yes.
And I would say that's kind of a bigger hit on Neutrophil than it is on Lighthood, as Lighthood had fewer workers, so he's not going to be as oversaturated, and he can make use of mules, whereas Neutrophil obviously cannot. And wait, where did Neutrophil recall to?
At the
I'm
same
so
time,
confused.
Neutrophil
my
having to hoof it back
goodness,
home
these
for the most
storms
part.
are disgusting for Neutrophil.
Yeah, so are the Widow
But
Mines,
42 probes!
though.
That one
Ooh.
Widow Mine had 36 kills before it went down. That is so gross. And
All
Neutrophil's got
right.
all in with only even army supply against this Terran
Give
opponent.
your memories to the unnamed Widow Mine. It
Holy
shall
cow.
always be remembered.
That was I'm going to have to rewind and look at that shot again. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I think it got literally 36 probes in like one go, basically. And now,
Alright.
I mean, the army supplies are even. As long as Lighthood holds here, he's basically got the win in the bag. That said, storms are pretty dangerous, as we just saw there.
It's all going to be about Widow Mine
and
hits
to try and
versus
take
Storm
out that.
hits.
Yeah, the Widow Mine hits do decently well. I don't know. He does have to kind of kill his opponent here, but again, I think if there were siege tanks on the map here instead of Widow Mines, it would kind of be a done deal. But as it is,
Once again. All right, he's going to have to bring the SCVs out.
yeah, pulling the SCVs, but there are still two storms in the bank,
And look at what... Oh, and just like that. Just like that. Neutrophil absorbs the damage, and he gets the final laugh there. But yeah, throughout the whole thing, siege tanks are just golden against Blink Stalkers. And there wasn't one made the entire game. Dragon Scales is going to be our next map.
And yeah, I did check. That was 36 probe kills in one shot, because Neutrophil had all of the probes from his third base and his natural stacked up in the net and clicked them onto an extractor. So they all sat right on the extractor, and then the Widow Mine went off, which was just disgusting.
He kind of did something similar when the Banshees were attacking, where he just kind of brought them all to one spot and clumped them all together. And, thankfully Banshees don't do splash damage, but they were able to just pick them apart when they weren't moving. Lighthood stepped away. We're going to have to see what happens next. I'm waiting for him to join the lobby. Oh yeah, Matheson right there. Something interesting to replay summary is that Neutrophil lost 57 probes in the game. Yeah. Thank you, Matheson.
Yeah, I mean, I was really not expecting the game to end the way it did after the that Widow Mine hit. I mean, the army supplies were even, but storms are very dangerous, as it turns out.
Yes, they are. When you're doing those groups of small, gateway units versus barracks units, it's all about the splash. Widow Mines, they're lovely. They do bonus damage against shields, too. But they only fire so often.
All right, guys, game 2. It's on
All
Dragon's.
right, here we are.
I'm showing the map here.
Yeah, Dragon Scales. This is I've not had too much time to look at the new maps, but
that's good for you because this is last season's map.
oh well, hey, there you go. I guess I didn't
Yeah,
have
we
much
have
time
not
to do
moved on to the. Lighthood said there was a lot of lag, so I think that was what he was checking on. Can I try changing? Well, Lighthood just says go, so we will go. It's been interesting, but with these games involving our Algerian players, they've actually had a lot less lag in the Central U.S. server and the Eastern one, so that's what I was going with. All right, once again, Neutrophil as Protoss, this time playing in green. Fashionable choice.
Yeah, I do like the green. I think that's it's a fitting color. As we will hop into game. In the top left-hand side of the map, we have our green Protoss player. He's up 1-0. He is
Neutrophil.
And in the bottom right, we have the blue Terran. He is
Light Hood.
I think Lighthood might have been starting that match a little bit out of his comfort zone. He was starting out a little bit more defensively than usual. He didn't make a single Reaper, which is usually his big calling card. He seemed to really want to do a lot with the early mech and starport play, and he did. But behind that, I think Neutrophil was just, despite all those worker losses, I think his economy was just constantly a little bit better.
Yeah, it was interesting. I do question the choice on the Widow Mines, considering there were like all of like 4 zealots made the entire game, and that's basically the only thing you want Widow Mines for in PvT. I think tanks would have been a much stronger anchor point. Obviously, there was the 36 probe kill shot, but I think if you have as many tanks as you could have produced instead of those mines in that fight, he probably can just stay in that natural and win the game right then and there.
I think the
So
mines definitely got style points, but in the end, they're just not as sustainable. The siege
Yeah.
tanks just can do so much more damage, both offensively and defensively in the long run, especially against Blink Stalkers. All right, we are starting with a Reaper, so I think Lighthood going back to what he does best. And right now, that's dancing that SCV between 2 probe partners, and it escapes. Not a lot of health left on it, but it's out of there.
Yeah, it does make it away. Looks like Neutrophil will be dropping that natural expansion just a little bit after Light Hoods goes down. And I guess we'll just kind of have to see what tech building Neutrophil opts for here, as he does have his cybernetics core now finished up, going for a Stalker to defend against that Reaper.
Yep, starting out with Stalker. It'll be interesting. Doesn't look like Lighthood's going with Mass Reaper. He's getting a Marine to back it up and straight into Factory. So he does get a little bit of an earlier start here, especially when it comes. Yep, yeah, that Reaper's probably going to want to back out of there. And there we go with the grenade.
Yep, does bounce that Stalker back. And as you said, we got the reactor, the factory coming up, going to be dropping a bunker for safety as well. And still waiting to see what Neutrophil opts for here in terms of tech. I'd imagine it'll probably be a Twilight Council at this point, as it's a little bit late to be throwing down a Stargate or anything like that. But
yeah, I'm expecting that. Possibly some additional gateways early on. The Reaper's still at large. One thing I want to note is that, different than last time, Neutrophil had to pull his scouting probe back a lot earlier than before.
yeah, I mean, you just deny so much vision and thereby map control when you go for a unit out of your barracks first rather than going for that reactor, which is why typically you'll see at the very minimum a Marine out of there, as it does build quicker than a Reaper if you're going to go into that reactor, because it does shut down that early probe. But it actually looks like it's going to be, Twilight Council, then Robotics Facility, and we got a starport and a second barracks on the way.
It's an interesting place to put that Widow Mine. I'm usually a little bit more used to seeing like hidden Widow Mines around the mineral line in case an Oracle.
My guess is he's just trying to hide it because he's planning on going for a Widow Mine drop, so he's putting it as far away from any units as he can.
I think that's a very good guess. The medevac halfway done.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a triple mine potentially. Might even wait for a fourth, but I'd probably want him to go. I think he'll be able to get out of this base just before that Phoenix Scout comes in if he's on top of this, which would be very nice.
Absolutely.
Looks like he may actually go with some Marines in the medevac as well. Maybe leave one of those mines behind. We'll have to see. Nope, does move it. There we go.
Yeah, Lighthood has excellent infantry play, that's for sure. I'm not positive, but I think that hallucination did see the medevac moving there. And we do have a robo back home. I don't think he's got an observer out yet, though. No, not quite yet.
Constructing one now. We'll have to see if he keeps that at home. Looks like currently he's planning on it based on the rally point.
Once again, it looks like Lighthood, once he gets those mines down, he's going to want to get a Liberator into one of those other spots. Liberator is pretty close to complete, but then it's got to make its way all the way across the map. Neutrophil, again, taking the third, well ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, Neutrophil has great expansion rates, I would say, as we do see the Widow Mine drop coming in now. And we'll see if that's your reacting
I
time.
think we're
Oh,
going to
not
see
even
more money.
close.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
big shots, and one Widow Mine still available. Going to get out with
All-
all three.
Right, one of them still on cooldown. All three of them being able to hop back into that medevac without even needing the upgrade from the tech lab.
Yeah,
All
it gets right in, right out. Now there's a Liberator able to come in as well. I would have liked to see this maybe wait, but we'll see. May get a few more as well. Yeah, Neutrophil not reacting very quickly.
I think the plan here is as soon as the cleanup goes to take out that Liberator, he's going to try to drop the mines again. Neutrophil is wise to that. He is keeping his stalkers split up. No F2ing from Neutrophil.
Yeah, but a solid, that's 16 workers total going down for Neutrophil in this game. He's down 5 probes, an even larger deficit than it was the last game, and we are seeing those tanks come out now from Lighthood.
Right.
Still have that anchor
somewhere across the Atlantic Ocean, Lighthood heard our criticism, and he even has more coming.
Yep, I do like the tanks. One of my favorite styles you don't see so often because it's not good, but it's fun, is like the double factory, just mass tank in TVP. That one's always hilarious to me, but we'll see what they manage to get done with these stalkers coming in. I don't think it's going to be a lot. Stim already done, tank out and in position. Does manage to delay the third base a little bit, but that's hardly going to catch him up in the economy at this point.
No, at the same time, I mean, he didn't exactly sacrifice much. Just kind of got in and not only got a tiny bit of damage done, but also got to look around.
Oh, and Lighthood sneaking past the stalkers, so now he's able to go into either base he chooses. And I think Neutrophil is completely unaware of that fact, does not have vision of the medevac.
They are still patrolling in the main mineral line.
Yeah, mentally, I think he thinks that medevac's still in the top left. Here it comes into the natural base now.
The Phantom medevac.
Full burrow. Oh my goodness. It is going to be a massacre. That's 22 probes killed by these mines at this point, and all 3 mines may still make it out.
I don't think they will, but I'll take that any day. Oh, nope. He does find some nice dead space, so Neutrophil will continue to have to keep that into account.
Yeah.
Here comes Lighthood. I had over 30 supply total, and he is getting ready to try to do some straight head-on damage and possibly try to drop those mines again. Or no, I think that medevac did get taken down.
Yeah, it looks like it did indeed. May have F2'd it when he was getting his whole army together to go across the map. I do question this a little bit. If you've killed as many probes as you've killed, I feel like you just turtle up on your third base, make some bunkers even, things like that. Like,
when you've got the lead,
are so far
what
ahead.
Do you want? Exactly. If you got
going
the lead,
across
you
the
got
map
a
and
bigger
getting
lead.
Storm. Although Storm not out yet, so it looks like it's probably just going to be enough of a just crushing, overwhelming victory.
Prism getting ready to work probably some Zealots on the other side of the map. The third will be going down.
Yeah, it looks like Lighthood did keep his rally point at home, though, which is something you'll see even top Terrans do in this situation, because you can kind of just, I mean, death taxes and a warp prism in your main base when you're attacking is kind of a PvT mantra, right?
Yeah.
So
he does answer these. He is going to be losing some SCVs. 7, 8 so far. He did not leave a siege tank at home. I thought that he would be, but he did not. All right, worker count. Well, I mean, Neutrophil actually, just like last game, despite all of his losses, staying ahead in the worker count constantly. He is at 48 to 35.
Yeah, but now depowers all the buildings there. Storm did get completed, so that's definitely a cause for concern here, but we'll have to see what these High Templar managed to do, and they managed to do a lot. Still, the tanks shelling away from ground.
On the low ground.
Definitely still a decent trade for Lighthood, and all he needs is decent trades at this point, as just this small amount of Terran units should still be able to push through.
Lighthood just so far ahead on the army supply. Look at this. 56 to 14.
Yep, a massive advantage, and I think Neutrophil, was probably didn't really expect much from this game once he lost his entire mineral line from that first drop. So
Right. And just look at that parade just making its way across Dragon Scales.
Yep.
We
Gonna
got the
reinforce
marching
with an even
band, we got
bigger
the float.
army. Oh man, looks like Neutrophil's looking to long range mine, but Lighthood not even allowing him that one small grace. Zia's gonna come up. You can tell Lighthood is a little bit paranoid about High Templar. He like ran up the ramp, then ran back down, then ran back up. I would be too, considering the losses he's incurred from just storms in these games thus far, but is going to be able to take down the natural base
Losses
and
were,
Neutrophil.
and wait for it, people, the losses were shocking.
And I will say, you know,
there's a
FSL,
storm finally.
I think FSL at this point could just as easily stand for Fantasy StarCraft League in terms of people staying in the game. I like it. These players stay in games and fight harder than a lot of the Grandmasters and like the lower league, Grandmaster tournaments I see. So I respect it.
For those who don't get the fantasy part, fantasy was a major player in both StarCraft 1 and 2 who was very, very slow to leave. There was Take Bang Lee Sang and Brood War. Fantasy was basically the runner-up to those four. And I think that's going to be it. There's no good way to get rid of the tanks here.
Yeah, and I mean, those Liberators are sieged up now in between his army and the production, so this army of Immortals and Archons can't get reinforced now. The Immortal is going to go down, fighting the Archons as well. Siege is up on the ramp, and yeah, I mean, there's just no chance here. Although I didn't even notice it. There's a hidden base in the top right corner.
Neutrophil loves those corner bases, yes. he almost as much as he loves starting a match by breaking the mold and saying HFGL.
Yep, absolutely.
Another little signature of his. So yeah, he's doing what he can. And here's one thing. I mean, there's factors outside of the game. Lighthood is out in Algeria. In Algeria, it is past midnight right now. So fatigue is going to play a factor no matter what. So he's going to want to finish this up as soon as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, though, he's not... I think it'd be pretty easy for players to look at this situation and go, oh, I've won the game, and you like kind of stop macroing a little bit, but he's still taking a fourth base. He's adding on extra production. He's getting a Ghost Academy so he can EMP these Zealots, as that's what's really been giving him trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's still taking all the right steps, and he's like, all right, let's check for hidden bases, and he
smelled it. He could smell the cooking, and he knew where it was coming from.
And 4 Liberators at the time being produced as well. Going to take out those 2 Archons now. Keeps the Medivacs alive, which will be that longevity that you need in your army as a Terran. So he's still looking pretty good. I mean, Neutrophil's not dead, but even with the hidden base, it's now 2 bases to 4, which is still not great.
And, you know, to take on Mass Liberator, you really need air units. There isn't a Stargate in sight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like the Mass Liberator here. Just to kind of completely shut down those Zealots.
Here we go, though.
Some Ghost getting into production, but yeah, I mean, it is a lot of Zealots out here, and not a lot of bio. And I'm not sure where those Liberators are currently. Does keep the 3rd base alive, and is making that 4th into a planetary.
Oh, and here come more warp ends. Despite this lead in tech and economy, really, right now Lighthood is only 12 supply ahead. So there's room for this. He is turning that command center to a planetary. I don't think it'll get done in time, though. Get upgraded in time. Nope.
Yeah, it does shut that base down. I would have liked to see just a single Medivac going to the top right corner to force some splitting of Neutrophil's attention, but...
Not to mention, once again, more tanks. You can never have enough siege tanks, especially if you need to defend back home.
Well, and now, I mean, you know, now we're looking at an army of Neutrophils, which is 22 Zealots, and we aren't seeing any Widow Mines. So really anything from the factory would be pretty nice in this game, but not making those Widow Mines like he was last game.
And despite that Ghost Academy, he does not have any ghosts out on the map yet.
Yeah, I would really like to see some of those in production, but gonna send a Liberator out. Would maybe even like to just see like a Fusion Core so he could permanently shut down this
he could probably just permanently siege over both the remaining mineral lines, couldn't he?
I think so, as we are hitting a lag.
Yeah, here's that lag he was talking about.
Yep. And now we do see, I mean,
he is getting out ahead now in the supply, up about
Mhm.
20 supply. Because one big thing was, even when they were even in supply, his army had much more complexity. It was even supply of zealots and stalkers versus like mass liberator marauder, which is not. It's a much more supply dense army for Light Hood. And now that that supply dense army is also going to be even more supply, it's definitely a dangerous spot here for Neutrophil, who is taking a third base. And I mean, Light Hood is starting to mine out. Definitely needs to float his main base maybe down to that fourth base, or make another command center or something. But you can't sit passively for too much longer.
No, he cannot. And that Liberator, it could actually target those Stalkers right now. All right, here we go. Here's what Neutrophil's betting on here. His Gateway Army ready to strike.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like the last thing Neutrophil should be wanting to do right now is attack in. Because at this level, the biggest thing that Light Hood is going to struggle with, I think, is actually
Ooh.
re-maneuvering those Liberators.
A
Once
lot
he
of
has to
damage. That
unseat...
Warp Prism goes down. No more instant reinforcements. Another one
Yeah,
is in
the Prism
production
does
already.
go
He knows how
down.
important that is.
And I mean, now up to 3 bases is Neutrophil. Granted, his main base is mined out. And there we go. As you said, going to
Yeah.
siege up. Tell those Stalkers to
Peekaboo.
shoo. And
Liberator range has not been researched. He does not have a fusion core yet, I don't think.
yeah, now moving out across the map, but now Neutrophil's back at home, and I do think this is the right choice from Neutrophil, because it's the big difficulty with Liberators is not sitting at home with them sieged up. It's when you actually have to move across the map with them. So
Right.
Neutrophil not pushing the issue, I think, is a very good idea here. This
he's
is
gonna
a
want to be
large chunk
careful
of
here.
army, though. Really does not want to lose these units.
Right, we could be seeing a very stormy night if he doesn't pay close attention. And
Yeah,
once
a dark
again,
and
no
stormy
ghosts
night.
to steal the energy from those Templar.
Yeah, the ghosts in the other pack of army not maneuvering the Liberators at all, really,
And here we go again, though.
Yeah, and may be able to kill one, maybe
I think
even
the Liberator
both. It's
is
gonna be
going...
close.
Yeah, it does go down.
Gotta be really careful here with those storms on the horizon. And yeah, I mean, there's just not splash damage on Light Hood's side of the map. There's no mines, there's no tanks. Liberators are decent
There are
here,
ghosts
but...
now.
Yeah, it
I
does
do
have a
see
few
couple
ghosts
in
out,
there.
which is like splash damage light.
Neutrophil paying great attention to that. And then the Gateway Army coming right in to clean up what's left.
Yeah, shut that down very hard indeed. I mean, Light Hood's still up in supply, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, with Light Hood, you see that there's very little in that top right of the map. I don't know why we're going towards that main base expansion. We should really be hitting that corner base at the same time, but he keeps sending
Yeah,
like...
he could... Almost no investment could take that out. I mean, he's done some harassment there with the Liberators, but just, you know, a couple control groups of infantry. That's all it would take.
I mean, he's really focused on the main area where the army is right now, and I'd really like to see him move out to that top right and shut that down. That would... There's some production there as well, and just
also
nothing to
focused
defend.
on an area where there's almost no mining going on either. Actually, no mining whatsoever. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. In the east, once again, the Atlantic whispered across the continents. Now,
Yeah, and will
and
Neutrophil
look
try
at,
and go to
once
defend? It
again,
looks like he will.
Light Hood. He never likes to attack just one spot at once.
Yeah, this is very good, but at the same time, it's very good, but if it had been done 2 or 3 minutes ago, which it could have been, then it would be really bad for Neutrophil. As it is, Neutrophil's got another base finishing up to transfer those workers to.
He's the one,
and will clean up his whole army, Light Hood. Yeah, it does boost out of there with the medevacs. I mean, he's still basically maxed out that army, and the main base still putting in work as well. And it looks like Neutrophil's now getting a little impatient, going to go across the map.
Little group of infantry caught out and about there.
Yeah, it looks like we may have a big engagement here at the third. I'm really not sure if he feels comfortable going in there yet. All the Liberators are sieged in the wrong side, basically. There's only one actually looking in the right direction, but still, I think it should be enough for defense here. It is going to come down to these storms.
There we go.
Big EMPs hit, but there's still 3 High Templar with full energy in the back. Gotta be
and there they go.
But the re-siege gets a High Templar, going to drop back into the main base, and those Marauders, with the healing from the medevacs, just a few Stalkers is not going to be able to defend it.
But it looks like the Zealots should come through as long as they don't get EMP'd. Should
Yeah.
be a victory here for
Lifeboat-
Neutrophil.
Lifeboat has had a very consistent lead in this game, but he just hasn't been able to get a killing blow.
Yeah, but I think what that showed, I mean, Neutrophil's really, he doesn't have a direction towards the late game here. He's just continuing to make the same 3 units, basically.
Yeah,
Whereas
not really,
Lighthood,
really
all he's
adjusting.
missing for his late game is Liberange. He already has all the units for it. He's just missing one
Yeah.
upgrade. At the same time, though, Neutrophil might sneak in the back as Lighthood's moving out.
Hey, a proxy expansion, why not? And Warbuddies
may
points
as
out
well.
one big thing that Neutrophil hasn't done is retake his own natural, where there's still plenty of resources left. Excellent work with the Liberators.
Yeah, that was a good siege up out of Lighthood. He's doing a very impressive job. Microing your Liberators mobily is very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It's way harder than it looks, and he's doing a very solid job with that thus far.
Well, you hear a lot of chatting about how hard Terran is to play during the others. The biggest part of that is just almost every unit has something you're supposed to do before the engagement starts. Whether it's stimming, liberating, sieging, burrowing. All right, here we go. That attempt, little bit of a bold attempt, didn't pay off. And Lighthood is also checking to see if anything's been rebuilt over in the corner. Liberators, making those threaded circles all over.
Very nice indeed.
And
It's
some
just
more,
a massive supply lead at this point. But at the same time, this has got to be a little demoralizing if you're Lighthood. I mean, you killed 20 probes with 1 medevac drop at the start of the game, and then Neutrophil takes another 20 minutes to die. That's got to be a little disheartening.
Right, a 21-minute game so far. And here come those Templar again. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, some EMPs would be very nice here. And he hits the massive EMP. Almost all the High Templar lose their storms.
Still
and that's
get
gonna
one
be
very
all
good
she wrote,
storm
I
out,
think.
though.
Yeah, a good storm, but I think that's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, basically. There's just not really... There's just a handful of units. It's not even really an army.
Yep.
And I mean, Lighthood's army is split into
electromagnetic
2
pulse.
chunks, and they're both bigger than Neutrophil's army. So it's definitely a
Alright.
dangerous spot to be in
Let's
here.
see
More
here.
storms coming in, though.
Yep, Medevac's very low on energy, so the infantry is not healing up much after they stem.
Yeah, but all the
Here we
production's about to go down for
knock,
Neutrophil.
trick or treat, whatever you want to call it. I think Neutrophil is going to be losing all of his tech now. Oh, he does recall.
Yeah, but with those 3 Liberators already sieged up, this is going to be a costly cleanup.
Right, if he keeps
And-
backing up them, another excellent storm from Neutrophil.
And down goes the High Templar as well.
Yep,
2
and
Liberators.
I don't know how. I mean, he's got a bag. He just doesn't have the production structures anymore. Gets
Yeah,
more
trying to make more
zealots in.
gateways.
They've served him well so far. He does manage to power his gateways again. And yeah, as War Buddies does, if you want to take out Liberators, you really need some Tempests, or at least some air units with range. Oh, and here we go. He's going to take his spot. He's going to find the seats already taken.
Yep,
right
but the
now,
armies
though,
are about to
yeah.
clash in the middle of the map. Will the Liv Siege up? We actually have some Vikings out. I feel like that must have been a misclick, because there's been
Maybe,
absolutely
although
nothing you could want Vikings for in
well,
this game.
snipe the Warp Prism. I mean, he is making use of them
That's
for that.
true. The Warp Prism does go down there, so I guess 10,000 IQ move there with those 4
The
Vikings.
supply don't lie, says War Bunnies, and yes, we are well over double for Lighthood, who did manage to take that base that he was floating. Oh no, he didn't. I guess the map kind of is deceptive as far as the colorization goes. That command center just stuck floating. And here we go, one last move, pulling the little golden boys to chase down his opponent.
Yeah, this is as tenacious as I've ever seen a player be, really. I mean,
Neutro-
62 supply to 157 is brutal.
Neutrophil hanging on by his teeth for a good 17-18 minutes, since those would have been drops.
Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, he has scurvy, so his teeth are kind of falling out of his mouth as he's hanging on with them. So
think-
it's really not going well at this
Well,
point.
for you Monty Python fans here, 'tis but a stretch.
Jeez.
GG will be called. What an attempt out of Neutrophil. I mean, I thought the game would be over pretty quickly after those 22 workers.
Neutrophil did not go down easy. Just a frustrate.
Not at all. And I mean, this is like I was talking about as far as the just macroing back goes. If you look at the workers active graph, he rebuilt and got past Lighthood and workers after both of those drops. Unfortunately, he never really managed to get past the like 2.5 base economy. Didn't build more probes there.
I think they both could have gone with some nice siege range attack up here. I think Lighthood's rebooting the game.
Well,
Let's
game
see.
3's on Royal Blood, guys. You can see the map right here.
It absolutely is. Gold and, all the lovely Dominion fashions.
Yeah, Royal Blood. We don't have a Zerg in this game, so we won't see it. But if we did, we'd probably see a pretty fast gold base here. May even still see a pretty fast gold base considering Neutrophil's in the lobby.
I wouldn't put it past them, but I would be willing to bet both of them would prefer to keep this one a little bit shorter. Yeah. I mean, we talk about time zones, but Neutrophil's also got college keeping him busy, so...
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this is a fun map. I do enjoy this map quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see. I think you mostly see games, like the more interesting games come from PvZ, typically, because you see Zergs obsessively take the gold base as their natural, which often generates interesting games. But it'll be cool to see what happens in a PvT as well.
Go in the lobby now, I think. Invite. What's the deal here?
It looks like we have everyone in. I think it's just
I
need to
don't
move
think
you
I'm
to
in.
the caster. Oh, well, you're bugged out then. You're the host as well, so we can't kick you. So
here. I'll leave the recreate.
All right, I'm showing the bracket here, how we got here
Oh,
for
wait,
this third
never
place
mind.
match.
Oh, too late. They already left. Okay, we gotta leave and rejoin.
alrighty. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the bracket here.
Okay, there we go.
I'll pull up the stream to see that.
All right, and Freedom, you're the mod now, or the leader.
All right, let me
But
remake.
yes, after a match like that, usually I find people want to keep things short and sweet the next round. We will see. Like we said, Royal Blood, and this should be very interesting. Especially, I mean, I'm very curious whether Lighthood's going to want to go for some nice early Mass Reapers, some nice early aggression, straight up, rather than waiting until he's got some tack to with the Widow Mines, the Banshees. I'm also curious if Neutrophil's still going to be Protoss this match, or
Yeah, I'm
whether he
still
wants to throw a bit more of a curveball.
Just make me admin,
Okay, I
and then I
see.
can, yeah.
Sure, here, I'll create with mod.
Yeah, so as you can see in the bracket, guys, we had Lighthood beating Freedom 2-0, but then falling to Dark Menace 0-3, and then Neutrophil narrowly following to Haruz in his semifinal match. And so we're going to have Dark Menace and Haruz, I believe. Is that later tonight?
Yes, absolutely, and that's going to be a
Alright,
best of
perfect.
7 for the Code S Plus Grand Finals. Here, let me
PVZ.
make myself
That'd be
referee.
exciting.
And ET, here, let me invite you too. Or can you join?
Yeah, right, yeah, I can join too. One sec. Alrighty, so yeah, it's going to be Royal Blood we're heading into next. Like I said, there's that gold base is the real interesting spot. But we'll see if either player makes use of that. I feel like if anyone's going to, it'll be Neutrophil. He does enjoy those quirky bases and things like that. So really cool to see if
Absolutely.
makes
He
use of
likes
that.
mining in the peace and quiet of the shadows.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, away we go with match 3. This is for third place, and third place does get a money prize. So GL and HFGL. In the upper right, we have our blue Terran tying things up. He is
Light Hood.
And in the bottom left, we've got the pink Protoss player. He is
Neutrophil.
all right. Neutrophil staying with Protoss, but switching back to pink. And we are seeing things start up pretty much the same. Neutrophil going for a slightly earlier scout, just like the last two games. Light
yeah,
Hood getting his
Pylon
barracks up.
scouting is very early indeed, wanting to get that potential kill on the SCV again, and just be an overall nuisance.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll
think
see
he
how he
also
manages.
would really like to make sure that the barracks are back at the base and not in his front yard.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, could be that he's particularly concerned about that, which would
Either way, I think he just feels a bit safer doing the scout right after the pylon instead of waiting for the gateway. He does like to kind of, move around. Yeah, both of them are kind of patrolling back and forth at the expansion spots. We'll see if either of them actually build something. Neither of them have in the past couple games.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna be across the map as a Terran anyways, you should just go ahead and do the eBay block, typically, in
Yeah,
my mind. But
cancel
I'm not sure
anytime.
now what the prevailing theory is on that. Because, yeah, you don't have to keep this SCV there. You can just head home once you've dropped it down. But
And you can
Yeah,
get
I'm not sure.
75% of the cost back. As long as... Oh. All right.
I think he was
Probe
gonna
was
win.
scarier.
Or no, I guess maybe not.
All right, well,
probe
both of
is
them have
mightier
cleared
than
out
the
their
SCV.
naturals.
Yeah, Light Hood dropping down his expansion. Neutrophil
Mhm.
going for the core before Nexus.
Right, Light Hood, just like last game, building on site instead of building in his main.
Yep, and now, like I said, if I were Light Hood, I'd be a little worried here because it's like I barely won that last game, and I got basically like that's the
He's
start
gonna
that
be seeing
Protoss players
Phantom
like
Mind. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm like, those like meme videos people make of like this is how it feels to play versus Terran and stuff like that, where there's
Uh-huh.
like 5,000 Widow Mines suddenly appear in your middle line. Like that was basically that. Like it was like a meme video in terms of how
Oh,
much damage you got
absolutely.
done, and you still squeaked it out. If I were him, I'd probably be like, this is a little worrying about like, because I'm probably not going to get another start like that again. Neutrophil's going to be, glued to his mini map at all times. So
Now, keep in
we'll
mind,
see.
Neutrophil, bit more experienced with the FSL. He's definitely been in a lot more competitions than Light Hood has. Light Hood's got to
Yeah.
be feeling the nerves right now, even if this is for third, not for first and second.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of pressure there. Learning how to play in the competitive environment, it's a whole different beast for sure, as we do see that Twilight Council coming down. And that almost felt like a reaction to killing the Reaper. So I'm wondering if he's planning on maybe getting a little bit aggressive with that Twilight Council, because he kind of instantly went back and is dropping these
Might
buildings.
very well.
See what happens.
Light Hood going with 1-1-1 again. And once again, I'm curious what the Hellion is for each time. If he's expecting a bunch of adepts, or whether it's just that that spares him some gas so he can build a Medevac or a Banshee.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. Maybe it's just what was on the spawning tool build,
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
I don't know. That's what
it's
they told me to do.
What he did last game, he did have that one Hellion in with the Cyclones. Or maybe that
Right,
was
yeah,
game
although
one.
he is... Yeah, that was game
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
but
look at here it goes. It's gonna do
Yeah.
some scouting. That's what it's gonna do.
Yeah, I guess maybe trying to shut down an early third base, as
Right.
Neutrophil does like to take those. But Neutrophil going to come out with a much earlier Phoenix Scout, so he should see the Widowmine drop being planned again.
Right,
And
between the hallucinated Phoenix and the Hellion, they want to know what they're up against, and they are very wary of the other.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like it's going to be primarily Marines in that medevac, if I had to guess, just like one mine, 6 Marines.
Maybe,
you
you mentioned how popular it is to take the gold in this map. I think that's very much what that Hellion is out to check on.
Yeah, for sure. Don't want to find out 5 minutes later that they have a gold base.
And
so.
yeah, there's that Widowmine trauma building a cannon in both the mineral lines. He
Oh
is
my
not
goodness.
taking that chance again.
Yeah, no kidding. That's
I mean, at this level, I kind of like it. You know, obviously at the Grandmaster levels and above, you know, every tiny building you build is an edge and everything. And if you can get away with not building it, like skipping spores and ZVP and stuff like that. But it's like at this level, it's probably worth it to not
Right.
lose 20 probes.
Yeah, you go through the campaigns and taking on the computer and stuff, and then you know you learn that you're too dependent on defensive structures, and then you kind of stop yourself from doing it, and then further on you kind of realize, okay, sometimes it's a necessary evil.
Yep, absolutely. And still, though, I mean, just one cannon is probably not going to be enough to completely shut this down. So he's going to have to pay a little bit of attention with those stalkers. Potentially, we'll see as he's going straight into charge. I don't. Oh no, he did get blink first, so I'm just crowning it out, I guess.
All right, let's see how his attention is. The other stalkers are on patrol, so he doesn't need to give them his full attention. Oh no, they do not catch it. Here come the widow mines. One of them moves
like it's
away
gonna
from the
be-
cannon and then burrows. I like that. Oh, nope.
Yeah. Gonna
Very
be a
good. Pops
complete
back
shutdown,
up.
basically.
Right, he does not have an armory yet. And there's the observer. Yeah, he is gonna take his mine and go home.
I feel like Neutrophil's forgotten that he has blink. He's like, he could have easily blinked down and gotten that medevac, but I think he's sort of.
I think he's got that. He's got his eyes on those mines. He is not taking them off.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll
You
be
know,
able to lose 3 probes. It's really not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And also, boy, that he took a lot of attention. You know, maybe even made the some extra stalkers before he was ready to, but he can make use of those too. Warp Prism on its way across the map, seeing if he can fight some fire with fire in his opponent's mineral line.
Yeah, I mean, here's the big problem, right? Is up until just a second ago, he was floating 1,200 minerals. So that was the indirect damage of all macros ceased while he was working on defending that drop. So, I mean,
Well, what do they like
Lighthood
to
up
say?
20
That,
army supply.
Yep. A lot of people like to say that, all right, the third resource in StarCraft is attention.
Yep, absolutely. And we're
Warp
seeing it
Prism
there.
isn't doing anything yet, and Lighthood has his eyes on it. It is going to get away.
We'll push it out of the base, though. Has triple tank. Storm coming out very quickly again for Neutrophil, as a double drop's going to be moving out onto the map. I think just looking for that prism potentially. But
Yeah,
Neutrophil's sent it quite far back.
We're seeing very, very much the same kinds of strategies from both of them each time. They are not mixing things up. They're not trying to surprise each other with something new. They are going with what works well for them.
Yep,
and then,
absolutely.
once again,
They're gonna
Lighthood not really leaving a lot of defense at home, although he is putting up multiple missile turrets. I like that.
Yeah, having a plethora of missile turrets, and is rallying his production into the main base still, not parade pushing across the map, so he'll have plenty of units at home, theoretically.
The Hellion leading the way. Okay,
Yeah, and he's going to get a good siege up. Probably could have even pushed a little bit
yeah,
farther
but Storm
there.
Storm is ready, so is Charge.
Yep, does have Storm out, has Storm Energy now as well. Didn't have it until just a second ago, but triple tank. See, this is the big thing is he does target some of the High Templar. He could be targeting those down.
Blinks and takes down one of the siege tanks and one of the Liberators. Ooh. And electricity wins again.
Yeah, that triple tank is enough to one-shot those High Templar. So he could have been targeting them a little bit better. He's still even on army supply, so should still be okay at the end of the day. But
But also, once again, Lighthood very much maintaining a constant lead when it comes to economy. 72 workers, 53. You know, not counting the mules, of course.
Well, that's Neutrophil. Has the 72.
Yes, indeed. All right, a lot of stuff being cleaned up there. He might actually just have to lift that orbital command up. He's trying to repair it instead. Reinforcements coming in, but not all at once. Those troops are just.
Oh
yeah,
no!
he was feeding them in little by little.
I think it's all ogre, as they say. As losing that third base, it's now 4 bases to 2. Even if you manage to defend here, you're down 2 entire bases, and probably going to lose some SCVs in the defense here potentially as well. Neutrophil does decide to just back out
with
But,
Neutrophil, it's kind of a 1-2 punch. You know, first the Storm, then come the Zealots to try to, you know, pick the bones, basically. I think if he just warps a little bit more in here and there, I think he can take this right here.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he doesn't go for the kill right now, just kind of keeping him pinned on 2 bases here pretty solidly. It's just
Moving the Warp
bad
Prism
situation.
in to attack from another side, all the meanwhile saturating his 4th.
Yep, getting that 4th base up. Has Storm +3 attack on the way against only +1
boys.
upgrades for Light Hood. Zealots trading out
SCVs.
against SCVs is never something you're really going to be mad about, and the Stalkers should be able to blink on out to safety.
Absolutely. The SCVs, once again, not quite quick enough to repair the bunker. A couple of them still left in front,
Zealot
too.
warping in again. That's going to be a big Widowmine hit on them,
I
though.
think
Oh, my
it
goodness.
is Zealot o'clock right now. More and more of them invited to join the army. 27 SCVs have gone down. There's no coming back from this.
Yeah, 4 times the workers now for Neutrophil, and now we're kind of having the reverse of the previous game, where it's Light Hood desperately clinging to life. But at least for Neutrophil, his army supply was even if his economy wasn't looking as good. But here, it's lower army supply, much lower economy, new storms now coming out, and I think this next push could be the last.
And just like before, between the Blink and the Warp Prism, he can easily hop up and attack from more than one spot at once. Look at these Immortals joining in too.
Oh man, yeah, triple Immortal, because there are so many Marauders on the ground. It's almost exclusively Marauders, as they do better against the Zealots. But now, yeah, it's going to be
And
all
that's
she
going to be
wrote.
it. All right. We have Neutrophil. Code S+, 3rd place. We're going to bring them in for a quick interview. We won't be taking too long because we gotta clear things up for the next match. Light Hood, Neutrophil, congratulations. You have made 3rd place in this year's Code S+.
Thank you.
Excellent matchup there. I noticed both of you very much kind of picking something that worked well for you and using it again each time. All right. Neutrophil, any thoughts? It sounded you really held on for a while in that second game.
Yeah, I think that second game, I forgot to get Storm, so when I saw his tank push coming, I realized it was too far away, I couldn't hold it. And I think I just fell really far behind there, and I tried to come back with that ninja base, but yeah, you know, it wasn't enough.
Well, you held out for a long time. Widow Mines, very brutal things. I noticed you weren't taking any chances in the third game. Made sure to get those cannons up.
Yeah, I was trying to play around the Forge. I got the Forge early first game because I just wanted to play safe. I think I was just kind of a little lackluster on my cannon placement. So yeah, I was very careful about that third game. And
Light Hood, very scary Widow Mine work.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and
The first game I
appreciate.
had some lags with the storm,
Yeah,
so I ate the storm all of it. I couldn't escape or anything.
yeah. I was one of the things we were
Late.
talking about. You did great with those Liberators. Just more tank. You know, tanks can be beautiful as far as just siege and forget. But yeah, I appreciate it, and you did some very scary play there. We were saying you're like the those Widow Mine memes where they put the picture of the Widow Mine over the faces. You were there. It was terrifying. You did
Nice.
great this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the future. We're going to be ready for for your brother versus Neutrophil's brother. Do you think Cruz is going to be able to avenge you?
Yeah, I think I trust him.
I can't
He's
wait.
ready for it. Yep.
Well, thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Alright.
season. Thank you for everything. It was
You
fun.
bet.
Yeah,
It was
nice
my
job,
first
Light Hood.
experience as a tournament.
very good game.
Light Hood,
Alright.
nice job. Hope we
Thank you.
see you again in the next tournaments. You're
Thank
really
you, thank you.
talented.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, guys. We want to ask you guys what you think about this next match because this is the finals. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. ET, I mean, you know the players, right? At this point.
Here, let me bring them back in. We were gonna bring War Bunnies in actually.
Oh yeah. Let's bring him in. I mean, we can
Sure.
chit chat first, right? This is the
My,
finals.
we've got so many pairs of people. I need someone who's, less than a block away from me. Let me just make sure that he's ready.
Yeah. This is the finals. I'm excited for this. We've been
It has
waiting for
all
this.
been building to this.
We've been waiting for this. We've spent thousands of games in anticipation of this, right? There's a lot of practice going on for both players.
All right, let's make sure Dark Menace is in
Where's
Discord
War
too.
Bunnies too? Let's bring him in.
Yeah, I just text messaged him. We'll see. That.
Alright, we're gonna get Dark Menace's camera set up too, so I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
in the
getting
meantime,
everything.
I'm gonna play the intro video talking about this finals really quick.
Sure thing.
Well, we are finally here. The FSL code S+ Finals. After several months, it has come down to the top two players, Dark Menace and Haruz. Dark Menace has a 4-1 record in his matches in the regular season with 8 wins, 5 losses in games, while Haruz was only 2-3 in matches and 6 wins and 7 losses in games. But Haruz has been on fire, with upsets over last year's finalist Vales and defending champion Neutrophil in the playoffs. This is Dark Menace's second finals, while rookie Haruz is on a stellar rise, steadily improving throughout the start of the season to reach the pinnacle. This best of 7 will be a showcase of Zerg versus Protoss, and should be fantastic to watch. Meanwhile, the third place match is with Neutrophil and the rookie, Lighthood. Both matches feature the brothers going against each other from the US and Algeria. This is surely a finals broadcast with great storylines. Good luck and have fun!
All right, we're getting the Last of Us set up. Les Menace. War Bunnies is going to be joining me in just a moment. I'm going to be adding him. Oh, here we go. And let's check out the maps. This is a best of 7, so we could potentially see them all. Game 1, Dragon Scales. Game 2, Ancient Sister. Game 3 is going to be Neo Humanity. If it goes to Game 4 and beyond, Cressman, Royal Blood, Altitude, and Babylon.
Alright, so if you want, you can make me leader. I can make the maps.
Sure. Let's go check. War Bunny is just getting his webcam up. And hello to my good friend Warbunnies.
Hey,
All right, you able to get into game and into the webcam?
getting in the game.
While he's doing that, tell me your thoughts on this
Mhm.
Hyper Turtle. This matchup.
This is going to be something. I think Dark Menace is probably going to be holding back a bit, spreading his creep, building his economy, and then absorbing an attack, hitting hard. I think Horus is probably going to be the first to take the offense, and it's going to be
Yeah?
all about how effective that offense is.
Yeah, that's not a bad, it's a bad guess. But here's what I do know: these two players have been playing more SC2 than they usually play. Right? I heard a rumor that Harus played 1,000 games in like 3-4 months.
We're going to have to ask him about that.
Yeah, I heard a rumor from someone. Now I know Dark Menace has played more SC2 than he's ever played. Usually these kids, they play 1 or 2 games a week, and if that, and maybe if they have a match, they'll practice the day of. Maybe put in a few games. But this time he actually
That
practiced.
sounds like me.
Yeah, this time
Sounds
he
a lot like
actually
me.
practiced. He wants to win this. This is his chance. Neutrophil is out, right? That's usually the guy that
Right.
knocks him out, or Vales. Vales is out. And guess who knocked out both of them? It's Harus.
That would be Horus.
That's right. So,
And yeah, they want it. Horus has been actually going out of his way trying to make this happen, due to some complications. But yeah, he is so interested in being involved with this. I do not think that he is expecting to do this just halfway. So
Yeah.
I'm going to bring them both in right now.
all right, let's bring him in. Let's go. Ast.
Let me introduce our grand finalists of Codas. We have the Zerg Menace of Dark Menace. And we have our powerful Terran, Karus. Protoss?
Yeah, he's Protoss.
Okay,
His
well, you
brother
need to
is the
update your
Terran.
race in the lobby then.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, his
All
bro is
right,
the
well-
big Terran of the family.
So, we were just talking about it. Both of you have been playing a lot of games getting ready, haven't you?
I play a lot of ladder. I play at least 2 hours daily. Like,
Nice.
at least.
That's a
have
lot
one.
more than me.
Nice. You've improved a lot, Harus, since the start of the season, right? We've seen you play so much better each time. You've knocked out some favorites at the time, right? You beat out Vales, and you knocked out Neutrophil in an exciting match, and now this is the last opponent standing in your way.
When the season started, I was, I think, 4K. And now I reached 4K. So I'm really
Nice.
evolving.
4K.
600
Yeah.
point increase. That's a lot in a season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And we know that family is important here. Karus, are you going to avenge your brother's good name against his opponent's brother? Or are you just fighting your own honor?
I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do both.
All right. There is nothing wrong with that. So we know it's really, really late over there, so we want to get started as soon as we can. You got anything extra to add? Either way?
No, I'm ready.
All right. We will do this.
Maybe War Bunnies has a question. He just joined us.
Uh-oh. Okay, hey, bunnies.
I'm listening. I don't have many questions. I just congratulations on the MMR gain. I know it's harder the higher up you get, it's harder to gain MMRs. So it's quite impressive.
Thank you.
All right. We are very impressed by both of you, and I am so glad we can go ahead with this. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
GLHF at FSL. All right. Dark Menace says he's ready. We see Chris. Well, we see both of them focusing on their hands, getting the jitters out, getting the cramps out, getting ready for the long haul. And yes, MMR. Higher you get, the harder it is to gain more. It's just like losing weight.
Yeah.
All right, Dragon Scales.
Who do you favor in this matchup?
It's a very tough call. Here, but one moment. Let me. In the lower right, we have the pink Zerg, and he is
Dark Menace.
and his opponent, the Protoss in the red. He is called So yeah, I was just actually gonna double check
Harus.
how did they do before against each other? Go to S plus. Because I think Dark Menace took it before 2-1 in a best of 3. Oh,
That's what
look
I
at that!
remember.
Look at that probe. Dark Menace, of course, isn't phased. He's dealt with that hatchery block before. Goes straight on to the third. But yeah, I think Dark Menace is a little bit favored, both from his previous victory, and I mean, let's face it, it's earlier for him.
Harus has been playing better as of late.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. Dark Menace is a really tough out in general. He can pull magic sometimes, so it's hard to root against him. But
I think what he really specializes in is just building up, absorbing what his opponent throws at him, and then he's the guy with the army. You know, he is an excellent reactionary player. He does an amazing job building up his economy, his tech, and his army, and then just hitting the killing blow.
yeah,
Cruz might be a little bit more creative here.
I mean it's real standard so far. So
Absolutely. Dark Menace.
Do you think he does a block? Oh no, he's leaving.
I don't think it's worth it at this point. I think if he'd put it down a little bit earlier, maybe. Right now, I think he's better off saving the money.
I think you could delay it a little bit by just dropping the pylon.
Yeah.
Holden.
A little bit. I feel like Harus is going to want to make the first move, and he's going to want the money for that. He does put a Stargate down, so we're going to see what he's going to try for. You think Oracle play, maybe?
Oracle first is a pretty safe. Oracle's hold. Is this Overlord gonna see the tech? That's the one thing I'm curious on.
The Dark Menace.
He's looking. He saw the adepts moving out, but he did not see the tech building.
Yeah.
And I'm following his camera, and it. He didn't see it.
Target.
So, yeah.
Oracle coming out of it. Does just get a few Zerglings out. I don't expect him to overly invest in defenses right now, but here's the deal. You gotta do something about the Adepts. Fading into the main right now. And this could be pretty productive, cleaning up those Zerglings and possibly luring the Queens away from where they'd need to be defending.
Ooh, that was a bad shade. He should have fought them there.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do as much work against the Queen, and yet one of them does go down. I think the other one
dies. The other one gets away, but he could have had 4 more drones. The Zerglings were gone.
Right.
He shaded away from the. He shaded into a Queen and away from the workers.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if he was going to try to attack with the Oracle while the Adepts were keeping things busy. I think he'd rather have 2 Oracles attacking spots at once.
The Oracles walked past.
Yep, they just floated right over the Zerglings, so they're not going to be back there to help with the defense when they start trying to take out pylons. Adept, that is a good place. The Adept takes classic strategy of standing between the pylon and the Nexus.
The Oracles are getting work done.
Serious work. 6 drones is not what you want to go down at this point. Keep in mind, Zerg, they have to decide what to spend their larva on. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Does lose one though.
He, hmm. So the Protoss is in a really good spot right now, but
Mm-hmm. But Zergimba?
yeah, it's not Zerg Imba.
I know.
Zerg can turn that bad spot around really quickly.
They
He
can,
checks the gas
especially.
timing,
And I want
walks
to just
out.
take a moment. This is one of the things that really impresses me about Dark Menace. His focus on creep early on. Look at all those pimples.
Yep.
I don't think it'll take him very long
He
to
got
have a
the Overlord.
nice creep path. He did, and that actually does supply block Dark Menace, and he does not currently have another Overlord in production either.
Yeah, that's actually going to really hurt him.
Okay, 3 Overlords in production now, and once again, those Overlords that are making right now. He doesn't get to use that larva as drones or Zerglings right now. And here comes the Oracle again. Does get driven off.
Wishied away.
Yeah, there's plenty of defense.
Yeah.
I like
Most of those
Bruce's
hatched.
upgrades though.
He had the larva to spend all of it. One of the things about Zerg is you can do that where does he have any overlords on the way?
Yeah, he'd one more on the way. There were 2 that just spawned. He's going to turn a few of them into overseers.
Yeah.
So he's going to be keeping his eye across the map, going with the Hydralisk Tack in case there's maybe some Void Rays or Phoenixes come in or more Oracles. But as always, what are Hydralisks if not the predecessor to Lurker Rays?
Yep. He sees this coming in right away. It's gonna make it a scout on.
And we're going with both High Templar
So he's
and
trying to hide the
robotic support bay.
No, the Hydralisks. You'll see every time the Oracle gets here, he dances the Hydralisks away. So he doesn't want them to see.
Right.
He's got a little scout going on in the base.
He's going for all the Hydralisk upgrades. I think he might even be going for a bit of a timing. But, the other thing is he doesn't really need the Hydralisk against one Oracle. He's got the Queens and multiple Spore Crawlers for that.
Right, but he was... Yeah, see. Oh, he sees the... Oh, that's the best possible way that could happen.
Yep, there we go. He does make use of the energy. Does not quite move it as far away as I think he intended to. The Oracle goes down. Here come the Zealots. Those
Zealots are
Hydras are going to do pretty well.
Spread those Hydras.
Here we go. He's fallen back to the field battery.
Oh, he got the High Templar.
Yep. Very effective from Dark Menace, who does have a supply lead right now. Big army supply lead, especially.
Yeah.
Archons are powerful, but if they're targeted down, they don't last long. This could go downhill very quickly for the Protoss player.
The shield battery is not in range of the army fight. I don't like that position.
He's got to keep that Colossus alive too.
I think the Colossus. No, I don't think it's got a shot at staying alive.
Nope. He's warping in more. Yep, Colossus about to go down. There we go. And this puts Dark Menace in a pretty good spot, even if those Hydras do get cleaned up.
I think he has to do more. He's got to kill some workers or...
Yeah, okay, that is true, but still, it's got to be nice to have double the army supply right now. And you see all these Zerglings.
Yeah, but a lot of that's production.
True.
And they have to run across the map.
That's true too, although that creep highway sure helps. It's over the halfway point. Alright, Colossus, get ready to hop up the steps and attack from there if need be. But
I think he's got to beat feet.
Yeah, I think he's got to
go back attack
now.
the fourth.
Yep, he can do that. He's already getting his own fourth going.
The Protoss is up a base. That's not a spot a Zerg wants to be in.
No, Zerg always wants to be ahead as far as the bases go, both for economy and production. Well, there we go. I mean, Bruce still has to really be careful with this and look at a bunch of probes.
Run by.
He did manage to get the changelings out of the way, but yes, this is still good damage. This is really interesting, though. I mean, look at Cruz still pretty far ahead as far as the worker count goes, over 20.
Yeah.
Very curious what's
It's
coming next. We got Lurker down, and we have Balin being upgraded.
that
We get
lurker den
early
is going to
boys.
be hard.
Yep, absolutely. Although there is a robotic support bay up, so disruptors are a possibility, and Cruz isn't too shabby with them.
Those are some nice connections. I think these Hydras have to get out of here, though.
Yeah, I think the Hydras
That
are
might be
kind
a
of done in
throw.
this game.
Standing
Might
there
have
too
been.
long.
Right, and
I mean, he's
you
kiting
gotta-
them really nicely
right
when they're on creep.
The concave,
but that run by,
hasn't been very good. That's right.
Yeah.
Always keep the zealots coming.
I think Harus has this.
Yep. At this point, yeah, he was able to bounce right back. Zergling's
He
the
didn't
zealots
get
are
an-
leaving the hut trade, joining the fight.
Yeah.
2 lurkers on the way. Oh, nope. And we have the GG.
Yeah.
Cruz has taken map 1.
Yeah, when he had that slight advantage, he needed to run by and kill more workers to even have a chance. Otherwise, it wasn't going to go his way.
Too much of a focus on his opponent's army there. I mean,
Yep.
during that big Hydralisk push, he just wasn't getting any economic damage done.
Yeah.
So you gotta buckle that down. And you were too aggressive, you know. You might as well wait for that.
Hear a bit of
farmer.
coaching going on.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, well, hey, like I said, it pays to
I
have
thought that was
StarCraft family
KJ
there.
talking to us.
No,
Yeah, no,
no.
you can coach in between games.
No,
I wish
that's
I wish we
definitely-
could hear what Lighthood and them are talking about. It would be fun. You know what? Maybe in the
Maybe.
future FSL iteration, we have a
Yeah.
coaching like room so we can listen in. You know, especially
Yeah.
it's like really good when we used to do 2v2s. Remember
Yeah.
how we used to do that?
I like that, yeah.
And you can kind of listen in even during the game because you're a caster, and as
Yeah.
long as they
Mhm.
can't hear it, and obviously their
Yeah.
stream has to be off, right? I think
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
would be a really cool thing. So it doesn't look like there's any coaching going on because obviously he won, so no need.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
And yeah, next map is going to be Ancient Cistern. I'd really like to even just broadcast some actual coaching sessions, have some of our people get a coach online, joining them on Discord while they play.
Maybe we can get
I think there's a lot
one of
that
the
can be
pros to coach, right?
Yeah. Sign, I've been talking about that, the possibilities of maybe just asking, some of the System acquaintances, just pop by one night,
Yep.
There's a lot to talk about for Season 8.
It's game 2. It's Ancient
Game
Cistern.
2, Ancient Cistern. Got some nice green going here.
It's a bigger map, so that I personally hate that map as Zerg just because you get pushed so easily. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Ancient Cistern definitely gives Zerg a lot more room to surround.
I didn't like playing Zerg on it. I was gonna say there's a lot of spots you can get caught. The Zerg has to play a little bit more defensively, because it can't like crash into you. But if you move out wrong, you could be 360'd real easy.
Or if you overstay your welcome. I think
Yes.
that's what happens, yeah. Alright, here we go. Entering the lobby now with our finalist players.
Yeah, this is a best of 7, so we got all the maps.
Yeah.
We have all the maps, and we will see if they go the distance. This is going to be exhausting work. Whoever gets the Code S Plus championship will definitely have earned it. Alright. They are ready to go. Alright, so one map down. I don't think this is going to tilt Dark Menace at all. I think he's used to this position. And I don't think he's going to be switching up his strategy much either. He knows what he's good at.
I'd like to see a little bit more early aggression into mid-game build-up versus a mid-game build-up.
Now, in the lower left, we have the pink Zerg. He is
Dark Menace.
and his opponent, the red Protoss. Up one map, he is called
Harus.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
Same thing as
Gotta-
before.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be doing the usual
I don't think he's gonna get
natural wall.
the nat block off though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Dark Menace is ready for this. Yep, there we go. Probe arrives just in time to see that it's already down, but still, he does get to take a look at the timings, particularly the spawning pool when it goes down.
Uh, I I don't know if there's much timing to the. I think we know.
Not
he's
after
gonna
the hatchery is down, no.
Yeah, it's gonna be nat. Gas should be taken right about now, right?
Hmm. Maybe for you. Nope, we do have a spawning pool before gas. Okay, about the same time as gas, actually.
Yeah, but that was weird.
That's not too out of the ordinary.
Really? I guess I
No,
don't
I
play
mean-
Zerg enough, but I
Yeah.
didn't know
Well,
that.
our friend Greenpire actually likes to have basically the next two eggs just queued over to where the spawning pool and the extractor are going to be. So, but yeah, usually the spawning pool hits at least a tiny bit before.
Yeah. Like I said, I only see it secondhand, really, and a little bit of practice firsthand. But
Yeah, well, I definitely was practicing that stuff, getting ready for Code A. Not as much when I got my shot into Code S. I wasn't exactly counting on that anyway. All right, so big thing to look out for is what tech path Bruce goes with. I'm honestly expecting something a little similar. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes Stargate first again. He is going with the depths, not unexpected.
Twilight.
Twilight, all right. He didn't want me to be right, and I can forgive him for that.
No one wants David to be right, so.
Yep. Being Hyper Turtle means serving as a cautionary tale for many. All right, here goes Dark Menace taking the third.
I think this is. I think this is
ooh.
just generally cleaner for Dark Menace than last game.
Yeah, I agree. The Overlord does manage to distance itself. Oh, and look at this. I mean, you can tell these two play ladder a lot. It's like, probably going to be an Overlord around this area. Yep. Hello, Overlord.
Yeah. It's a Glaive Adept all in.
Ooh. All right, not what I was expecting, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
I expect there should be 3 more gateways going down.
Yep,
Right,
he's got the
pretty quick.
Robo as well. If he
Maybe
does
it's
do
not
that, I'm
all
very
in, but
well. We will see, but either way, he's got the glaives getting ready. And yeah, typically, like I said, Dark Menace usually likes to let his opponent throw the first punch so that he can counter it and then knock him down. Roach Warren going up, so if he is going Mass Adept, Dark Menace might already have the answer.
okay. And I expect the next. There's a pylon missing. Where's the pylon?
Pylon missing.
Oh, he just donked it.
Yeah, he's supply block. That's where the pylon is. It's in
Oh.
production. Okay, here. Come on. War bunnies.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. You must construct additional pylon.
Yes, but when you're doing this build, you can't get that supply blocked.
No, not against a player like Dark Menace, who's already building up quite a bit. Granted, the supplies are staying pretty even. Dark Menace just a tiny bit ahead. Doing his work account. Bruce also making sure to have some pylons for visibility within his base, just in case there's an Overlord drop or a Nidus Worm. Yeah, he's if he had a big gateway timing in mind, it might have already
I'm
passed.
worried about this for Neutrophil.
Yeah.
Not Neutrophil.
Well, yeah.
Dark Menace.
Don't worry about Neutrophil. He clutched third place.
Yeah,
Okay, here.
the Roach Warren's done, but
yeah,
there's one Roach on the way.
Yeah, none on the map
Because he's
yet.
supply blocked. Because he's supply blocked to the
late night supply blocks. Ouch. All right,
it's more painful.
see.
He's got to get spine crawlers up. That's actually a good. If that's a full wall? It looks like it is. I'm not as familiar with Zerg buildings.
Yep, full wall. So, but that's a full wall that these queens can't back up through unless the building gets
Queens
canceled.
really
Still,
do pretty good against.
yeah, you know, you get the transfuses down, but look at
Yeah.
there's just so many of them. They are gradually targeting them down, and those queens are vital, both for defense and for macro to keep
I
those.
think it was necessary. I think the sacrifice was necessary.
Oh yeah, I think he made the right call. I'm just saying that it's not a fun place to be at this point. And look, you don't usually see adepts targeting a hatchery down, but we are seeing it right now. Warp Prism gets ready to warp in, and then
He sees it, but Dark Menace isn't reacting. Dark Menace is. There he goes.
Dark Menace busy destroying his own building.
Yeah.
All right, so that is heavy damage. That hatcheries ain't cheap, as they say. Neither are queens. I mean, even if they're both mineral only. So roaches are going out. Hopefully, Harus has something ready to take care of the roaches if they do go on the offensive. Right now, he might even be able to just focus them down.
No, he doesn't have enough right now.
Oh, he has something. Dark Templar.
Oh, that's GG.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's GG. There's nothing. There's no
Let's see.
detection.
Can they target? Can they? Yeah, I don't think there's
There
quite
is
enough
detection.
To...
Oh, he's
Are
got to
they
get
gonna
up
be
there.
able-
He's got
can
to
they
get up.
target- Can they target the Lear
Yes,
down?
he's got F2. Move, move,
Come
move.
on, come on. Now or never, man. Now or never. Lair is on fire. Just barely saves it. Wow.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's too
This
far.
is code
it's too far
S
gone.
plus. These guys are are they both high diamonds?
No, I think they're both masters.
They are?
Right?
Okay, low masters.
I think
Yeah,
they're both
well,
low
Chris is
masters.
saying he's in the 4,000s now, so yeah, Razor's Edge there. So, and keep in mind, any point a Warp Prism can go in and just drop a couple more Dark Templar there.
Yeah.
Right now, Bruce has to defend though,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
got plenty.
well, he will in a moment. He's got to do those warp ins quickly. Right now, Dark Menace has over twice the army supply. Granted, you know, as they like to say, Roach is not supply efficient.
Yeah, there's an immortal, there's a battery. This isn't going anywhere. Maybe not. Oh, he gets the immortal right off the bat. That I did not expect.
There you go.
Wow.
Look at that beautiful concave. The probes are joining the fight. If Karus can survive this, he's in good shape. You know, the 4 Overseers there, he does not want to have to put up with any Dark Templar on this defense. And I think this is going to snowball here.
Wow. I didn't think that when he got the immortal sitting up front, I'm like, oh, well, that changes this.
Changes the complexity of the match. And yeah, there we go. I think Dark Menace really loves plugging up those holes in the wall with changelings.
Yeah, he's got to get the workers on the third. I mean, punching through would be great, but yeah, there he goes. Gets the Zerglings.
Yeah,
just a couple
exactly.
units.
Clean up the workers while you're doing this. Either way, I think this is going to be a tidal wave. Yep,
Yeah.
we are tied 1-1.
I love being wrong. I thought that immortal and those guys just get behind the super battery, hold it until the next warp in. But jumping the immortal with it getting one shot off.
He really positions his roach as well. The excellent concave, basically just a full semicircle around the shield battery. Next map is going to be Neo-Humanity.
Well, guys, Neo-Humanity is a tricky map. There's lots of places to hide stuff. Is there a gold? No, is there a gold there? There's rich gas.
There's a gold barrier basically. Just enough that you kind of mine it down to get through with like 10 minerals on each of them. However, there is high yield gas, and there's a very weird ravine in the middle where you can, with destructible and collapsible rocks and a slow zone. So it is weird.
Yeah, let's show that map real quick. You talk about it, but you know that last game, I was just curious, right? Because as a Zerg player, when you see a stalker really work hard to prevent you from scouting, that's when I make a Roach Warren and the Lair. I'm like, forget it. He's up to something, right?
Agreed.
And he did make a Lair, but his Roach Warren, he kind of kept making drones. What do you
He made
think?
the Roach Warren, but not the Roaches.
That
That's what-
that wall was clutch and keeping
That
the
was.
adepts out. And then the adepts, when that wall went down, they didn't shade back. They kind of stood there for a second because the DTs were going. He also only warped in 2 DTs. If he could have done 4, he would have got the
Well, he had
He was
three,
so
three
close to
DTs.
sniping that
He had
layer.
three
DTs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the 1 DT, I think, would have made it the huge difference on
Made the
getting
difference in the
the
game.
Yeah.
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 If
Maybe
he
Both
he
gets
was.
players
that-
get the ready.
Maybe he didn't have the gas for the fourth DT.
Yes,
Maybe
a
hard
zealot,
to tell.
something.
These
But
two
then
are doing
again,
such.
Dark Menace was very late in his response.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have just F2'd and saved it way earlier, so.
These two are doing a great job taxing each other's attention. Now, as we mentioned, this map can be pretty sneaky, but I don't think either of them are that big on sneaky. I don't think there will be a lot of hidden buildings and stuff, but you never know. All right, in the lower right, the pink Zerg tying up the series. He is
Dark Menace.
and his opponent, the red as blood Terran. He is called
Haruz.
All right, same start. Piling at the natural and sending that probe out right away. Here, little ravine with the slow zone. I don't see a lot of people do much with it, but you can either open up the pathway at the top of the ramp by destroying the destructible reps, or you can do the collapsible rocks and just block the whole thing if you want to. Or, even better, collapse the rocks on top of your opponent's units with this stuff.
I've seen the collapsible stuff crush, because it crushed the
Yep.
slow zone before, and then late game you always see those opened up.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard. Yep, thank you very much, Euphoric. We're really trying to up our game here with each season. And Psystorm knows their stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting mechanic. Anything the collapsible rocks
Something-
fall on
That's
are
a weird
basically
probe.
erased. Even yep.
What is he doing?
It is weird. But yeah, once again, Dark Menace, he doesn't waste time trying to drive the drone away. He just creates a third right away. Now, on either side of that ravine, there is high yield gas, but pretty hard to defend. Doesn't usually come into play until pretty
Zerg's-
far into the game.
Zerg takes it as their 4th pretty regularly.
Okay. Well, it's hard to say because pretty regularly is on a completely different map pool that has 9 maps now. But yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah, this is an interesting build order choice for
Harus?
Harus.
Yeah.
He went he got the minerals to go Nexus before core, but he put the core down first and then waited and put his Nexus down.
Yeah, might have been a little bit.
And he sent his probe out just a little bit to walk around to the front. I don't know what he was looking for, but because he had his probe, he knew there couldn't be like shenanigans.
Yep. For definitely reach out. I love chatting about StarCraft. War Bunnies and I, we're actually in St. Paul, Minnesota. We're involved with Minnesota Barcraft. So, but yeah, we're loving the FSL too.
Early
Alright.
roaches.
Yeah.
How
And
did
then, meanwhile, Stargate's almost complete. So, I'm assuming that's to be Oracle again. Maybe double Oracle.
nothing in the wall?
No, not really.
He could have walked in, but there's roaches here.
There are, and yeah, look at that.
Is
He
this-
knows Void Ray instead of Oracle.
Yeah.
So all of this is going to be about what information they have, how they react to it. The
But he could
roaches
just
are
walk
already
in.
over
Just
here.
walk in. Just walk
Yep.
in.
I think he wasn't expecting the wall to be open, but indeed it
Yeah.
is.
That's all his production right there,
Ooh,
right?
Yep. Pylon goes right down. Everything depowered.
Go kill
And
workers.
look
Go
at-
kill workers. Go kill workers. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, still, that was additional money he put into those pylons. And here we go. Probe's fighting. Probe versus Roach usually isn't very good, but mostly they're just trying to keep him still for the Void Ray to finish off. And there's the cleanup, but now we have the Zerglings, which the Void Ray is not going to be able to do as much against. 10, 11 probes down already. I think the game's over.
He should kill the core. He should kill the core.
I think at this point he can probably just kill whatever he wants, but you know, he
Yeah, but
definitely
the
needs.
two void rays,
Mhm.
like the Ling's flood,
Yeah.
kill the core and go home and build workers.
Yeah. I hear where you're coming from there. It looks like they're checking to see if there is anything else there. But yeah, that I think
could
he
run
might want
past
to take
again.
a page. Yeah, he needs to take a page from Dark Menace's book and just put a structure there for now.
Yeah.
Too late. And
Yep.
yeah, Zerglings.
Yeah, just don't be where the void rays are.
Exactly, and they are very good at being where other
Shouldn't
things
be
are not.
killing this pylon. This pylon is not
And
the play.
I love this by Dark Menace, putting up a spore crawler back at home. It's like, what can this guy do, you know, to actually save himself? Maybe send an Oracle over.
He's not. The Zerg isn't that much in a winning position.
Yeah, maybe. Actually,
No, this is even.
yeah, you're
He
right.
didn't kill the core. He didn't kill many workers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was something we were mentioning in the first game. He hasn't really been focusing much on the probes, and now you got two void rays with a limited number of things that shoot up.
Two void rays lose to two queens and a spore.
Oh, yeah,
He's
no
fine.
doubt. He's got more than two queens either.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the one base, he's
Yeah.
got two queens and a spore, and yeah. Oh, he's gonna get the creep tumor
Well,
for free though. That's
okay.
3 though. He's gonna run.
Yeah,
Void rays
not
are
that creep.
not a good unit.
Nah, not at this level anyway.
Not at any level. They have a,
You know, I think Code B. I think if you're in silver and gold,
okay, I stand corrected. They might be good silver gold.
memories
units.
of our childhoods, back when we were only in our 30s.
I was gonna say, I don't think this game was around when I was a child.
No, you and I believe were in college when the original StarCraft came out. Oh, hey, that is a good use of void rays. Still, I mean,
Yeah.
Dark Menace did have the extra ones out, so he is not supply block. Does take a queen down. Not bad. Hydralisk den almost done. So, what little
think
value these
Harus
void
has
rays
got
did have.
Is in a really good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, with the cybernetics core not going down and very few workers going down.
Mm-hmm. And the investment of sending all those roaches and zerglings out that early.
Right.
So a lot of it's going to depend on the tech switches here. We do see upgrades going on for the Hydralisks. I believe that's
probably not a good use of void rays.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that.
No.
Back to the void.
And Dark Menace's creep is really pushing forward.
Yeah, and it's amazing. No matter what the situation, he always puts a good amount of effort into making sure.
Good Zerglings, good Zerg always do that. I've noticed that Gree will be in the middle of a super intense battle, and
you notice that I don't.
and I'll notice there's 100 creep tumors moving around. I'm like, what?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow,
Well,
that's
you get
excellent.
enough of them down initially. If you just revisit it, grab a bunch at once, go back to what you're doing, you get in the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
You kind of keep them on a trail in the same place. That's the real trick.
I don't know if I like opening up this back door even to take the third. It's a very protected third for right now, but with the units he has,
He's not very mobile. That's the big thing. Well, his
right.
opponent potentially could be.
His opponent could just flood in right now and really put the hammer down on that third.
Yeah, it looks like that's kind of what he has in mind. 26 Zerglings in production. And then Hydralisks making their way through the slow zone.
That's
I'm
not.
surprised he doesn't just take down those rocks while he's waiting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And there we go. No time more vulnerable than when your opponent is just starting to expand.
Yeah. That void
Bruce
ray's
still
got
ahead
a
in
weak feet.
workers, as the fur kind of points out.
Oh,
okay,
he should.
Well,
Oh,
man.
that was
All those cancellations right away.
Yep. I mean, but getting the third is nice. I'd like to
That's
see
a
if he's
crit.
gonna back up. I'd like to see him take a fourth, drop his fourth right now. I think he should drop his fourth right now anyway.
Yeah,
Dessert.
definitely a more defensible area here. And he had the
You
perfect
know, he can
time.
pick
Well, the
out. He can
defenses
take
were
out the
just
core
for
right
him.
now for free.
He can depower again. Yeah, I mean,
There's
not even
nothing-
depowering. Yes, that's what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, it's a
No
free
more
core.
stalkers for a while, right?
Or depths.
Right. And Storm just finished.
He's
Gonna
gonna be
need to
on.
get some energy though.
Oh, he should have finished killing that gateway. Make him come out. Yeah, there you go.
Oh boy. Yeah. Now it's a difficult place to retreat to. Not
yeah, but
bad.
the Zerglings around the back are doing work.
Right.
They should just run into the mineral line. Yeah, that's got him.
Numbers
It's got him.
game.
Yep.
Dark Menace takes game 3. We are at 2-1.
Wow. It was weird because after the rush, the Protoss was in such a good spot, and he didn't kind of capitalize on that.
No, he didn't really. I mean, the Void Rays got a little bit done, nothing decisive, and it was just a while before he really got that third up. By the time he did, there was a whole army ready to take down the wall, take down the defenses, everything.
Oh, okay.
You know what,
Next
guys?
map.
You missed that
Yep.
it was a pool first opener, and the roach
Yeah, we
warren
did.
was being made. So it was definitely an all-in. And Harus saw that, but I feel like he took a little bit of time to deal with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was. It was weird because the opener he saw it. He could have put the core down first because of that, but then he didn't finish the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, did
Yeah.
not have a unit there.
Yeah, the wall is curious that you wouldn't close that, because that's the number one thing you would do first, right?
Right.
I would put even more shield batteries and chrono the stalker and the
I
void ray
like-
out
Mhm.
ASAP.
So when I see that, I like to put my core back and put 3 gateways across, because I feel like losing my core is such a setback. Even when you hold a thing like that and you're fine, if the core is gone, you can only build void rays. You know what I mean?
Void Rays and Slow Zealots, yeah.
Yeah, no, slow zealots are not a thing you want to build. So
Yeah.
it really limits you, but not killing the core, I thought that he could have, once he held it, he could have he knows his opponent's expanding.
You're right. You should
As
have
a
killed the core.
Protoss.
Yep.
Yeah, well, as a
Alright.
Protoss, once you hold, you've got to expand. Now you're on 3, they're on 3, and then you can do the gateway explosion and just swamp them.
Game 4 on Gressman.
But it's hard to think about it in the moment. When you're done with it, it's always a game you think, man, I could have done this at 1. You know?
Absolutely. And yes, as always, all right. In the upper left, we have the Pink Zerg up 2-1. He is
Dark Menace.
and his opponent, the Protoss, dressed in red. His name is.
Harus.
There he is with his portrait of Oliveira holding the big IM Catavis Championship, and I'm sure he'd love to be holding up an imaginary trophy of himself in this online only tournament.
So
That's interesting.
was
He
the
did wait
most-
longer to send the probe out.
this was the most played map, I think, of the last series, because it's the most straightforward. Whoa,
Look at this early forge.
what the heck is this?
I mean, not first. Forge and
Yeah,
gateway. I mean,
it's
it
gotta
almost
be a-
looks like a Brood War fast forge expand. We'll see what
It's
he
got to
does
be a
with it.
cannon rush. It's some sort
Yeah,
of cannon rush. but
Well, a
where?
cannon rush with some warpins, one would hope. Yeah, here we go. All right, it's time for Harus to take his chance cheese in. Let's see how much is that. That's out of view of the creep tumor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of creep tumor. There's
He
no.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
In fact, he's probably had this done to him at some point. So here we
So-
go. Low ground cannon.
So he sees it on the transfer.
Yep, it's like, wait, what? No. Hey, what is that? Oh, look at that full wall off at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, you need to.
Yep.
And he has to
Indeed.
power the thing at the bottom. You know, the thing is,
Oh,
oh, you
yeah.
just put a spine down. Put a spine. Yep.
Yeah, he's on it, but see what
Mm,
comes up first. There's no cybernetics core, so we're not looking at warping anything in. Not yet, anyway. Zergling's not lasting long. Get the cannon, so it
he's
gets to
got. You
keep
know what
pounding on
Dark
that
Menace
hatchery.
needs to do right here?
Hmm.
It's so crappy, but so take these 3 larvae, build 3 drones out of that larva, and go
Mhm.
take 3 extra bases. He
Sure.
sees what he sees the cybernetic core just coming down.
Mhm.
It's
And
going
here
to
comes
get
the
this
Roach
hatch.
Warren. I think he is once again. Wall is open. Yeah, he's gonna once he clears off the high ground, he can use Ravagers to just finish cleaning up.
Yeah, but he
There we
could
go.
take the extra bases.
Yes, indeed. And he's actually
Oh, we
got a
lost
drone
the
out
queen.
there. Ooh, not a happy feeling.
No, what did he just spend his money on? Oh, just another queen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, watch my observer view. I'm showing you guys some stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, so he did take
he's taking his
base.
yeah. He took his third. I brought that up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess now it's the second. But yeah. And those cannons, they can be. That's an annoying spot for them if they stay there. Anything he builds from his main has to make it past them.
I don't say.
Regicide.
I think this
Yep.
game is fairly even. It's going to be a lot of can the
There-
queen make it there and not get hit? I don't think the
Oh
queen
nope,
can do that.
not quite. He checked.
Yeah, I think he lost the first one that way.
It's not a full cannon rush. Well, it's full enough. No, he was. I think he was always planning to transition out of this. I mean, you can't build cannons on creep, so. And the fact that he wasn't already preparing to warp things in at those pylons meant that he was planning to move into something else after a little bit.
It's kind of like a pain. The workers
That
aren't
must be.
mining. Dark Menace has to F1. Zergs never do it, but they
Ooh,
need
wow,
to.
yeah.
There they go.
Control F1, yes. Very good one to remember.
Doesn't just F1 do that, or you have to take control?
Hmm. Talk about what the toss did during that time. Mostly well enough, but
He took
yep.
his natural.
And there it is, the warp prism.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do here. Warp gate is just about to finish.
Wait, wait, the warp prism?
I don't see a warp prism actually.
No, it's an observer.
Yeah. Instead he's going with the robotics support bay, which is almost done now. So I'm very curious what's going to
Disruptor
come
drop?
next. All right,
Disruptors are
finally going to
classless.
clean up. Yeah, I don't know. Warp prism building now.
Yeah.
I don't think
Disruptor
he built
or
one and
collapses?
lost one. I think it was just an observer. But yeah, all right. So here we go. Hydra Den down. I'd say Dark Menace has actually had a lot of good luck with his Hydras this series. And there's that observer.
Oh, just
That's nice. It's
speed.
good. Yeah, it's gonna give the it's gonna give
Oh,
that
and
cannon
disruptors.
vision.
Yep, and disruptors. It's a disruptor drop.
Warp prism speed. Ooh, just think we're gonna see some disruptor popping.
Yeah,
very
yeah,
curious.
for sure.
Very curious how practiced he is with that. Yeah. Yep, difficult to
What a
defend,
little
even if you do
mind
see
game
it,
this
but
has been. Back and forth for the high ground vision.
I think so. I mean, he does have overlords over on, the borders of Carus's base, but so much attention has had to just,
That
has
was
had to
weird.
be given on
The
just
probe
cleaning
just
up
got
there.
into the warp prism and then got out of it.
Yeah, probably an accidental right click.
Oh.
Changeling, yes. Carus thinking, okay, I do not remember making a zealot. I did not make a zealot. That isn't a zealot.
The zealot saw basically what he needs, and he's gonna see it moving out.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Down goes another changeling. I think an overlord's about to go down too. Carus is actually supply blocked. Did he lose a pylon somewhere? Oh yeah, the one that was powering the cannons.
So, the disruptor. He sees him.
Oh. Well, I know there's been a
Oh, bad shot.
injections going on.
Oh,
But
you can't lose it.
Oh
Oh
no! But yeah, one of the queens wasn't doing a
Oof.
lot of injecting because it was busy trying to get rid of the pylons and cannons. But yeah, that throws things on its head a little bit. There's a lot of range as they're getting ready to move out.
Yeah.
Colossus range on the way, along with the Colossus to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say something on that one.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hydras actually had the range upgrade first, so that
Mhm.
was unexpected, I think, for Protoss to have that range.
Yeah.
Because usually Zerg will get the speed first.
Right.
It is interesting because I think Dark Menace has actually gone with that every match, hasn't he?
I
Yeah,
I think he's
noticed.
always done range first
even though
in these three.
but the speed prism should get away. If
Normally,
you keep
yeah.
it back. That's why you get speed, and then to lose it's a really big blow.
Right.
Right now,
Well,
his
yeah.
army is 9 stalkers and a colossus.
Yeah, I think
A
I mean,
round of
the Disruptors
zealots.
are nice to have.
I mean, a round of zerglings could really run in here and wreck house. And charges
Nina would not have lost
most
that
of the way
prism.
complete.
I don't think she would have. So yeah, look at interesting creep spread. It's like the whole western side of the map is Creep Town.
Yeah, but he
Well,
doesn't
not the
have any
western
in front
half
of
the
his
map,
fourth.
the border. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have to build up there. It's that's
He sees
How
the
many-
colossus. I wonder what his.
he has
his,
a total of 4 queens now. Yeah.
I wonder what the decision when he sees a colossus-based army.
I don't recall Dark Menace doing much in the way of corruptors recently. You know, he seems to just okay, but maybe this game he does immediately put a spire down. Maybe
Yeah,
not
well,
immediately, but eventually.
yeah, like I said, there's got to be some sort of. You can't let him go 6 colossus and have a Hydra army.
Right.
And
I love how the changelings just keep on coming, keep on crawling.
Playing in one of the things, the difference between a diamond player and a masters player is how much vision they have.
Right. Between the changelings and all that, at least all that creep to the south of all of his bases, he's got some pretty good vision going.
So here's the thing: is this army that Harus is building is becoming a giant, difficult army for the Protoss to deal with. 2 Colossus, 2 Archon. If he warps in, 4 rounds of Zealot.
Yeah, but right now it's like the army supply is still a bit behind as far as Harus goes. There's that gateway explosion, though.
It is behind, but like I said, this army right here is really tough to deal with if he plays it right. You can't walk onto creep and get surrounded. Like, that's the way he loses. But Dark Menace doesn't have a...
Well, there's that creep you were talking about. He's got the concave going, but he still has to fall back. All those ranged Hydralisks are doing their work.
I don't understand. He needs like 2 more rounds of Zealots to take this fight.
He needs things in front of those blessings. Does keep kiting. I mean, eventually they're going to get overtaken, but boy, they certainly are.
Yeah,
laser pointing down a lot.
Yeah. So, what? Okay.
Even a
Find
bunch
a
of
healthy
hallucinations in front of them. I don't know.
Zealots, 1,000 Zealots.
And here come the corruptors, so he is ready to actually eliminate
That's going to
these.
change the math on this quite badly for the Protoss.
Not to mention take down the warp prism too.
Yep.
143 supply to 91 now.
Oof.
Yeah,
the corruptor showed up just in time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 army supply for Harus, so...
I think this game, I think those corruptors won the game right there.
Right, unless Dark Menace really holds back for a while. There's not much he can do now. Okay,
I mean, the Zealots are gonna be hard. Even with this number of Hydras, Zealots... What's the...
Plus 2 attack upgrade, too.
Yeah, What's their armor? No armor. They need 1 armor.
Well,
+2 is
yeah.
great, but the armor works really helps
Um,
against.
Right, he's actually researching +3 right now, but yeah, it is interesting. Dark
It's
Menace still yet to take any attack or armor upgrades.
I was gonna say he's got double. He had double Evo chamber, so I assumed he had upgrades, but no, he has none.
No, he just made him.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And here comes Storm, and if this remains the same kind of enemy army, Storm's going to be pretty handy.
They're. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Also, I mean,
always
if he doesn't
handy.
make any, if he goes with Disruptors instead of Colossus, those Corruptors could kind of be dead weight. I mean, dead flying weight, but dead weight nonetheless. And he's still making more.
Yeah, but he's got his lair on the way.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a
Like,
few lurkers. He has a lurker den, right? I could have sworn he'd finished that a while ago.
Yeah, he does have a lurker down. I'm curious
how-
if he's going to go
why
with the
no
Greater
lurkers?
Spire.
Oh, there.
Well, here we
Then
go.
So
Zealot
here's the
run
thing:
by.
as a Protoss,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have any lurkers in his bases, which is weird. But as a Protoss player, I'll tell you one thing is super annoying is dealing with lurkers, Hydra,
Mhm.
because your observers just die.
Your observers die. Your air units that can stay away from the Hydralisk die. So it's a tricky combination. I think Storm and
Why
Disruption is very
sieging
much
there?
the way to go.
I don't understand the siege there.
I don't know, or the Unsiege. Just, I think the Unsiege is just getting away. There, oh, with Unsiege again. Oh, and there are those excellent hits.
Yeah.
Two
I think-
exploding balls right there.
I think this is going to be a pretty good hold for the run by here.
Right, we're gonna have to see
Not
what.
if he doesn't move at all.
Gonna have to see what happens next. but
Wait,
plus
he's not
3
he's not
attack.
responding with any units to this run by.
No.
There he
isn't.
goes.
So, yeah. Well,
But he
certainly
lost
so.
like a ton of 9
I don't
workers.
think these units are even going to do very well against the Zealots, actually. He ends up having to just move them along. We do finally get some upgrades on the Zerg side. +1 ranged and +1 armor. +1 carapace.
Yeah. The Protoss army is moving into that A move F off army range though.
There are
And
a lot of it.
disruptors can just counter the lurkers without detection. Just
Yep.
put the spine but the
The
balls where the
disruptor
spines
hits
are.
are going to be the difference maker either way. If those get whiffed, he's in big trouble. If he hits them head on like before, what you going to do?
Dark Menace has a lot of money.
Oh, look at Zerg army coming from every side.
Ooh, that storm looked like he stormed himself more than he hit.
Yeah,
Oof.
kind of noticing that. That was what I was talking about with that damage. It just kind of went nowhere.
Nope.
Ooh, a little
Did I
bit of
drop?
lag, yeah. Oh, yeah, what's going on?
Somebody's paused out.
PC froze.
Who's PC?
AJ's?
Nope,
Oh,
Dark,
Dark
Menace.
Okay.
In his moment of triumph.
Yeah, it happened like 5 seconds ago. I was late to the trigger, but that's okay.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we can resume from replay if necessary. We'll see what happens next.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Waiting for a report, but for now, you guys can talk. I can't talk. I want to
Yeah.
hear what you guys think so
For
far.
now, yeah, the
I-
disruption balls didn't really get off, and the storms, like you said, they blanketed him as bad as his enemy.
Yeah, he had to put that on the Hydras. He put
Yeah.
that on his army, and that is not
I don't-
the ticket.
I don't think he was expecting the Zergland flank, honestly. I think
Yeah,
that was
but
a big.
It
It wasn't
caught
that
him.
many Zerglings. Yeah.
All right, he's
No.
we're gonna have to resume from replay. Looks like he's getting
Okay.
dropped.
Okay.
So we'll
his
have to load.
his
I think it's PC crash or something, or no, StarCraft crash.
Yeah.
That's happened to me a few times. Have you guys dealt with that?
Not
I-
recently.
I was gonna say I used to, but it hasn't happened recently. Sometimes I used to get dropped off BattleNet randomly, which was really annoying because everything else was fine. It was just BattleNet would let me down.
Yeah, yeah. There's some weird bug where sometimes I would queue up a game, the guy leaves the game, and it would crash me, and I'm like, what BNet? What the heck happened there?
Doesn't trust either of you now.
It seems like a simple issue, right? How do you recover a replay?
You have to have everyone back in the party first of all,
Oh, so he's not in the
and
party.
then you
Yeah,
watch
okay,
replay with.
Yeah, let me add him again. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's do that again. Watch with
Can't
others.
you do Zoom replay?
Yeah, no. You do
Yeah,
watch,
after you bring them in.
Yeah, after you bring him in. We haven't done this that much, so.
No, that's
but
actually pretty impressive. I mean, so much for We Want Land, right? Right,
the
people?
the good news is this. But if you watch, no, but this is watch. Can we recover?
Here,
This doesn't show it.
No.
here, one moment.
Hold on, let's remove and
I
start
think
over.
there should be a button if you're
Yeah,
the
there was a recover from game. Hold on, guys.
replays.
Sorry, guys.
But I think you already have to bring them in.
Yeah, no, it wasn't my PC
Lobby.
that had the problem. I'm on the
Yeah.
production PC. I got a super duper
Yeah, Dark
super
Menaces.
duper PC.
Yeah, well,
Um,
as I've been doing more production, I've been adding a lot more inside this baby of my
Yeah.
own. Not that I'm doing the casting right now.
Oh, there it is. Now I
Doesn't
see
make
a
a difference.
recover game.
Okay.
Before it wouldn't
Yep.
show it. So I think what it was I had to reload that screen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that works.
We're still missing our hero, and about to be up 3-1. Is that correct?
Seems that way. But yeah, we do need to get Dark Menace in here. And
F2
he's still offline.
Sean,
Webcam's still working.
okay, it looks like his on BattleNet he registers as being offline still. So
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah,
he
so-
needs to relog on BattleNet.
Yeah, not just StarCraft.
I know, but yeah, so he keeps requesting, but BattleNet is screwed up right now, meaning it still sees him as being dead or gone.
And he,
Right.
can he exit out of the BattleNet?
Yeah,
desktop app?
exactly. He has to. No, what
Yeah.
usually you have to do is you have to reload BattleNet. Like you log in and log out. That's usually what happens. What you need to do. So he's doing that right now, and then we'll be at
Okay.
him, and then he's
Alright.
on. I think
Well,
I
a
see
3-1 lead is a pretty powerful one. If he
Yeah, this
finishes
is pretty
one off.
crucial. This is important. We don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could have paused earlier, but I think it's fine. I would-
Yeah, I think he ended up the better,
Oh yeah,
doing
because
better anyway.
he can't say right. He can't type if the PC froze. So that's probably what it was.
No, it's I encounter that kind of thing in tech support a lot. Here, can you send me a screenshot? No, I can't turn my computer on.
That's happened to you before, huh?
Oh, many times. It's eventually as my wife likes to say, the last horse crosses the finish line. Yeah, nothing worse than what you're troubleshooting. Is
Yeah, if you
something
look
that-
here, this is so weird. I'm gonna show you guys the screen, okay?
Okay.
At the FSL, you see him in there. See that? But he's not. He says he's offline, and I'm gonna do an invite, and let's see if we can get him in. This is some stupid BattleNet thing, man. It's really annoying.
That's BattleNet for you. You're telling that to a guy who spent an entire season of FSL, where I had to try to log in over and over and over again. And once I was logged in, I had to basically just keep it logged in all day.
Yeah.
That was an account issue more than a server issue, but boy, there were a
Yeah.
lot of people suffering from that.
This has to be some sort of invalid status problem between the servers. So hang tight, guys. We're still kind of sorting this out. In the
Yep.
meantime, you guys
It's just what everyone came here for.
can you
High
guys let the
intensity
players let the
troubleshooting
players
action.
know? Let the players know because
Okay, here.
let Haruz know because he's wondering what the heck is going on, right? Message him. Say,
Yeah,
hey,
I'll-
Should we go to a quick 2-minute break while
yes,
we try to
let's
figure
do
this
a
out?
quick 2-minute break. We'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Hang tight.
Excellent. production didn't actually go to the break screen. There we go.
Well, we are finally here, the FSL code S+ Finals. After several months, it has come down to the top 2 players, Dark Menace and Haruz. Dark Menace has a 4-1 record in his matches in the regular season with 8 wins, 5 losses in games, while Haruz was only 2-3 in matches and 6 wins and 7 losses in games. But Haruz has been on fire, with upsets over last year's finalist Vales and defending champion Neutrophil in the playoffs. This is Dark Menace's second finals, while rookie Haruz is on a stellar rise, steadily improving throughout the start of the season to reach the pinnacle. This best of 7 will be a showcase of Zerg versus Protoss, and should be fantastic to watch. Meanwhile, the third place match is with Neutrophil and the rookie, Lighthood. Both matches feature the brothers going against each other from the US and Algeria. This is surely a finals broadcast with great storylines. Good luck and have fun!
Alright, War Bunnies, I need you to leave that old one, and I can re-invite you to the new one.
Get our players back now.
Yep, War
Alright, let
Bunnies
me
needs
let
to
Lighthood
leave.
know.
War Bunnies needs to leave that lobby he's in, the other lobby. He's in.
I won't let me.
Oh, now you're the
Oh
one that's out
no!
of sync.
Now it's saying 1 player returning to lobby.
Ah.
Quit.
Okay.
Quit.
Waiting for party. Who am I waiting on here?
War Bunnies. Well,
Oh.
actually,
No, I got
waiting
kicked
on,
from the party.
Bruce. Okay, let me. Yeah, there we go. But yeah,
What was that?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Battle.net, man.
You know, my son said, well, it's a good thing they were bought out by another small indie company because, you know,
Microsoft?
Microsoft, maybe eventually they'll have a developer they can get on this.
All right.
hey, bring in the
All
Relic
right.
Studios people. Bring
Go
in
double
World's
check
Edge.
with them that they're ready, and I'll. Actually,
Okay.
we don't have to start.
Bruce says he's ready.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, Dark Menace didn't join lobby.
No, he left. What happened?
Wait, what?
And said elected not to join lobby. But I think it's still a little bit. I
All right,
think.
hold on. Let me re-invite him.
Yeah. I think it might be a time-in thing.
Oh.
Usual Battle.net. All right, he's in. I think we're good to
Yeah.
go.
I'd like to say it wasn't this way when we were playing the original StarCraft. It was even worse.
Yes,
Latency.
All right, ask the
There's no
players if
latency.
you need to go back 5 seconds in. If not,
Okay.
we'll resume right at the end. Ask Harus. It's his choice. Because he's not the one that logged off.
I don't think anything happened really in the last 5 seconds after that battle.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
A little bit of a retreat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sticking with us, everyone.
Yeah. Tell Harus he has to make a decision that way.
Tell her, yes.
As
As
you
you
wish.
wish.
Okay, let's just pick up right at the end. It's simply
Okay,
that way.
Harus doesn't care. Let's go do it.
I wish 5 sec. Oh, that's Dark
Right.
Menace.
All right, now
No, that's not the right emote. It's.
all right, we're just gonna go 15:36, the same one. Go, go, go.
Sure.
Oh, Harus says 5 seconds. It is. Ah.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Doesn't
right,
matter.
you
Do
gotta
it.
keep
They
up
can't
with
make
these
a
kids.
decision.
All right, we'll
They
do the
can't
one
hear us.
between the 5 will be 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds.
Yeah. No, it takes a top player like Cyril to keep
Actually,
playing
it probably won't
after
matter. It
disconnecting.
probably won't matter at this level.
No.
All right, guys, take it
I
away.
don't know.
We're going back.
Woo! We're back,
All
baby.
right. Welcome. We have time traveled to 5 seconds in the past.
2.5.
What regrets would you reverse?
Uh,
Was that
None.
was it Galaxy Quest where they had something that did that? It's like it's enough time
Yes.
to reverse one mistake.
Yes, that was the whole point of Galaxy Quest.
No, the whole point of Galaxy Quest was having some loving fun with Star Trek, and possibly making a better Star Trek movie than about half the actual ones.
It didn't have whales. It was that was better than it.
The nuclear vessels.
I mean, it was better. That movie was better in the '80s, but like maybe it was early '90s. I can't remember when that came out. But
I think the Voyage Home was the 80s. Well, this is loading. I will check on IMDb.
Wow, look at Matheson also ganging up on Blizzard.
You
Get
know,
Matheson.
AI and learned behavior. Like, if everyone else is, it assumes that's what you do.
He must be hanging out on Reddit, StarCraft.
1986.
Whoa.
Yep. You're old, man. Older
Yeah.
than a Vulcan.
That was a very poignant movie when it came out. It doesn't age as well trying to show it to your kid. Like,
Yeah.
but what does this have to do? You know what? It doesn't make sense now, but it made sense then.
Oh, I just saw the chat. MW Ghost Riley's asking what kind of PC I have. I have a 3090 GPU and an Omen. So I pretty much chose the best one I could buy at the time, which is about a year and a half, 2 years ago now? I don't really know. Time flies.
We're
When
almost
you're
there.
having StarCraft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just for
time flies
SC2.
when you're having fun Star League.
Alright, here goes, guys.
All right, we are back at it. We're going to be doing the countdown in just a moment. When last we met our intrepid heroes, they were running for their lives from a swarm.
Yes. The Zealot run by, it's gonna get like 10 more workers.
Yeah, I mean, Hurst needs to buy himself time. That's the thing.
Wait, they're leaving without killing them. You have to kill them, sir. You didn't kill them. What?
There's an exterminator who isn't giving a tip at the end of the night.
We'll kill them.
Here we
Let's all
go, but
leave. We did
that
our
was-
job.
It was an excellent distraction. These zealots might meet with a little bit more resistance, though.
No, they're just gonna walk past them.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, seriously though, I would let that army see them and try to get them to give chase.
Does
Bruce.
he's transferring his
Yeah.
workers right back
All
in.
right, let's. Okay, well, let's.
The main army fight's happening too.
Yes, it is, and I mean those zealots could actually do a nice little surround too. Nice storms on top of the lurkers,
Yeah.
and then yeah, once again these corruptors, nothing for them to do. I mean, they can.
You know what's weird is they both have huge banks.
Yep, they both do. I think they. And yeah, neither of them are maxed out either, though.
He needs more. Dark Menace needs to drop a couple macro hatches. More.
Yeah, Dark Menace needs. Honestly, I'd love to see it. You know, he's going for lurker tech. I wouldn't mind seeing a Greater Spire too, just to do something with these corruptors other than throwing up on buildings.
I would like to see, like I said, 4 macro hatches. At this point, you've got 2,000 minerals. You need to be able to build more and more.
Same thing for Harus. Couple extra robos, bunch of extra gateways.
His gateway.
He has
count
the money.
His gateway count is beautiful. He could
Actually, yes.
how many?
Let me see. He has 14 warp gates. Okay, so maybe not more gateways, but
How about
you know,
how about a single lurker in each base?
a lot of chrono boost would be nice. Yep, I like to go with that. Once again, you know, sometimes it's one of those things
Harus's
where
production is wonderful right now, to be honest.
yeah, he's
I
getting
think
them out.
that's the reason he's coming back in this game.
Right.
I also think it's
We just-
the pacing is different after that long break, if you notice.
It can be,
Yeah.
you know, and it's frustrating to try to. BattleNet can frustrate you. You know, take that from me. It can really tilt you going in before you're even thinking about your opponent again. But we will see what happens next here.
I'd like to see Dark Menace take 2 more bases, double expand, get a
I'd
couple
like-
more workers.
All right. There, the
Those are
destruction
some good
notice.
balls.
Excellent.
But
If
again,
anything,
he gets wiped.
I mean,
His
getting driven back.
expensive tech units got taken out. The Zerg
Yeah.
can just run away.
I don't know. Those immortals are still pretty nice, but those corruptors, they actually are doing a pretty good job just obscuring vision.
Yeah, but the Zealot run by is going to get work done again.
Yep. Yeah, that warp prism just over there in the southwest corner. It's there as a non-stop zealot factory. And this is exactly what I was talking about as we were getting back into from the replay. Karus, the more he can just keep Dark Menace on his own side of the map while he builds up, the better shape he's in.
Yeah.
Look at a lot of Templar on the way, a lot of Archons, but
Oh, he
also
found the
Storm
warp
stuff.
prism.
Yeah, okay, there's something the Corruptors are good for.
Yeah, he should find the one on the north too, but I don't think
Or-
that one's been as much of a problem. I think
No,
he's going to
but
get this new base
until
right
now.
now.
Yeah, there goes some nice rock destruction.
But
And
he must be
3-3.
tipped. How did Harus know to move south? What did he see?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he just noticed there wasn't anything in the north.
He's really. I'm looking at his vision. He's really in the dark. Oh, he might have seen the rocks coming down.
He might have, or he might have just noticed that, boy, his new fourth base is, frankly, fifth base, kind of vulnerable, potentially. Sometimes it's just a question of, boy, if I were my opponent, where would I
That
attack
run
right
by,
now?
that zealot run by, is getting work done.
It is. Still,
And-
continues to stay at about half the army supply, keeps warping in more stuff. Oh, yikes. Shield battery depowered. And I don't think he has any detection here.
Yeah, he has nothing to kill these zealots. He's gonna
Oh,
get
man.
2 bases.
Over 20 workers going down on both sides.
Now there's no bank on either side.
Yeah, it's amazing. The money comes, the money goes, huh?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, that Harus is lacking right
who's
now,
in a
though, is
better
detection.
spot now?
Well, I would say that being over double the supply is a better spot for Dark Menace, even if a lot of it's in those Corruptors.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really done much with it yet, but those Corruptors can just keep sniping observers. And once he feels safe enough, oh, sneaky ball. Once he feels safe enough, he can actually just go in there and start, sniping some buildings with Corruptors if he wants to. 3-3,
Yeah.
just about to finish.
I
Dark
think
Menace.
Ruse is broke. He's got nothing left money wise.
Yeah, he's out of gas.
But the same can be said for Dark Menace.
Yes, but Dark Menace is broke with double the army.
That's true.
And that, it's like, okay, if both of them are stuck only with what they've got, look at clutch shield battery on there, but it still wasn't enough. But yeah, if you're both broke and you both have to work with what you've got, well, it favors the person who's got more.
Yep.
Still, these disruptors, very hard to deal with. And there we go. Shield batteries, but no active cannons, but he does warp in more zealots. This has been
I
very
don't think
much.
it matters
Yeah,
at this
don't
point.
think it matters, but I'm still gonna call it, dude. Don't take my job away, right? If I can't play at this level, I want to at least talk about people playing at this level. Yeah,
Oh.
I think we got the GG. I think Dark Menace is
There we
going to be ahead 3-1.
Right when they came, Harus came back, but that's the magic of Dark Menace. You can pound on him and you can get him in a bad spot, and then he just grows like a flower again.
He's durable, yeah. He bounces back.
Well,
Like
guys,
they said,
man, no, finish your thought. I thought it was just funny because when this happens a lot, even in the pro games, when the game gets restarted, right?
Yeah.
The pacing is different. The guy in the lead may be a little off, and that's what
I
happened
think-
there.
I think, well,
yeah,
tilt is real. That's not just in-game tilt. If someone keeps calling you on the phone while you're playing, you told them ahead of time that you're going to be busy, or if the internet goes down and you keep trying to log in again, and it's not working, that's stressful. That it is hard to get back in the rhythm right after that. Dark Menace, he did eventually still, and that's really to his credit.
Well, he had the lead and he almost threw it.
Yeah, that
And-
He did. Harus came back. Harus was in a great spot. Those Zealot run bys were winning him the game.
Yep. Yep.
And he just Dark Menace, like what's that Mulan? Like he popped out of the snow like a daisy. He was dead. He was on 3 bases, and somehow just brought it back.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and the thing is, he had the opportunity to get the Greater Spire for like what 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
That is the ender.
I think he forgot it was. Yeah, I think he forgot about that. I think he might have been intending to at some point.
Well, you know,
Who are we
have-
waiting for?
We have
Me?
Royal Blood now.
Oh yeah,
So
Royal
this
Blood,
is-
and Royal Blood will be spilled.
That's right, and it's a pretty big lead, but there's 3 more games for Harus to come back. But then again,
There are.
there's 3 games that who knows what will happen. It has to be
And-
1 game at a time.
It can be just as exhausting for the winners as it is for those, who end up getting overtaken. So we shall see.
Wait,
And we
Harus
shall
is
see if-
okay. There we
Yeah,
go.
we'll just see if one of them can be mysterious as the dark side of the moon and such.
Yes.
Dark
Menace has
Menace,
got to raise up.
let's double check his race.
Yeah, there we go. They both said ready, and they both were at the wrong race at the time.
Yeah, there's another thing that can throw you off. Not everyone's neutrophil where they're just to go, oh well, let's go ahead.
I guess I'm tearing that now.
Yep. All right.
Frozen poorly. Do you think there's cheese on this one?
I think so. I definitely think so. Harus has done better with cheese than he has with these long, drawn-out games. It's late at night over there. I believe, like almost 1:30 over.
Oh yeah, wow. I would.
So, and yes, he does work tomorrow. So, I think whether he feels confident or not, at some point he's probably just going to want to get this over with.
Oh.
And throw caution to the wind.
Introduction.
Oh, yes. In the lower left, we have the pink Zerg. He is.
Dark Menace.
And the red Protoss, fighting for survival. He is.
Harus.
Talk about a disconnection throwing you off, It ain't just the players. Have some pity for the casters, people.
Yeah.
I hear you're pretty tired, too.
Oh my gosh, I'm frozen.
Well, then you should let it go if we want to stick with Disney analogies.
No, just Mulan.
Okay, just Mulan. All right.
Just Mulan.
All right, so... and
He got
what
the
we-
hatch block off again.
Yeah, he did, but honestly, Dark Menace hasn't really sweated this a single time. It's like, now the time where he did get the hatch down and it got killed by a cannon, that threw him off, but Dark Menace is just so used to the rhythm of shrugging and moving over to the third. And usually that's actually a pretty good play if you're confident with it, and if you don't waste time beforehand trying to get rid of the probe.
So one thing I'll say is,
Mhm.
even though Dark Menace is up a bunch of games,
As a Protoss, I hate this map. I just hate it. I know some Protoss say that you can hold this forward area and just wall off the other third spot, but I don't know. I always feel like I always get surrounded in this map.
Yeah.
I
And
was
yes,
doing well until I die.
And yeah, just to answer the questions for everyone in the Twitch chat. No, you can switch races between matches, but not at a last-minute thing, hoping your opponent doesn't notice. We don't allow that. We also don't allow saying GG in then doing a sneak attack. There's
Wait, you can't change your races unnoticed?
you got to at least give them I guess if they have a chance to look ahead of time,
we've had
but
a handful of times where people have changed races and the other people haven't noticed.
I thought that. Well, I think those times it was on them, though. I don't know. Maybe that's something we should actually clarify on the rules for next season. Anyway, Harus, he is moving out.
What? It's 2 adepts.
Yep.
He's looking to take an early third, which I really like. I think he should do that.
Yeah, well, Dark Menace. I mean, he did rush one game, but usually Dark Menace doesn't go on the offensive until his opponent has, until he's defended once and knows what his opponent has.
Yep.
It's happened before. That
There's
was
no
on
cleanup
them.
here. If he makes the transfer, he'll kill both of these. He should get a handful of workers now.
Yeah.
The protest is in
either
a good spot. Oh,
either
that
way,
queen clutched out.
yeah. If the
Kill the other
person
one.
does say that,
Four.
I didn't realize that, I think they can at least ask for a restart. But, anyway. Can't believe Dark Menace pulled off that rate switch strategy. No, he didn't, Matheson. It wasn't a strategy, and he also did not pull it off. AIs sometime. And here we go. Got 4
I can't
Zerglings,
believe
2 on the Nexus.
I can't believe he switched races during the match. That's
Well,
the
I
one.
can't believe it's not butter. All right.
Yes, you can. No one's ever been
Hey,
fooled.
Dark Menace potentially could. I mean, if he does neural a probe and then loses all of his Zerg,
Yeah.
it can be done. It usually isn't and usually shouldn't be, but it can be. No probes were infested in the making of this movie.
I don't see Dark Menace use spellcasters very often.
No, he doesn't. Aside from Transfuse. But yeah, here come the 2 oracles, and I guess that counts as a spell, but that's a lot waiting for them. If he loses that oracle with no damage.
Oh no, he's gonna. Oh no!
Oh, man.
Run!
So
I know
far,
you
I
don't
don't
have
think he's
legs, but
even had
use
a
your
chance.
legs. Use your legs.
He hasn't even activated a pulsar beam. That was not.
No.
That did not pay for itself.
It did not. That's sad monkey noises.
Famous last words. I think the most famous last words are, "Hey guys, watch this."
But he has a big probe lead.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
he went eco, he went economy,
Yeah.
so that may pay off.
You
And look
still,
at this overseer just casually strolling over the entire production area.
well, he has 2 stalkers that shoot up, and one's in the
Mhm.
wall.
Yes,
So-
indeed.
They're both in the wall, actually.
Yep.
Charge
On and
the way.
on. You're just another stalker in the wall. I think those are the lyrics. Yeah. Either way, they don't need no education, okay?
The Protoss is still up workers, and so at the 6-minute mark, the Zerg is 8-9 workers short of where they kind of want to be as a rule of thumb, and the Protoss is right on it.
Yeah.
So
And, I mean, that third, Dark Menace tried to punish it, but I'm Oracle right there, so... Alright. Gonna poke against those rocks some more. Both of them kind of low, they're both kind of holding back as far as army goes. Low 20s. They're both very much concentrated on their macro right now. We do have a Spire that just got set down, as opposed to a robotics facility, robotics support bay on the other side. And I believe the Overseer did see that, so probably one led to the other in case that.
yeah,
I think Dark Menace is preparing for the eventuality of Colossi, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we're going Disruptor now.
Harush
And
should
plenty
take
of
his,
Archons, too.
Harush should take his 4th base.
4th? Yep, I think so. I mean, he's got the opportunity still.
Yep.
And he's got an army lead. Even, he can't be sure of that, but I think he at least knows there's not a lot going on in his side of the map.
Yeah, but he's got the minerals building up anyway. He should take the extra base.
Yep. You can't take it with you. You gotta spend that dough.
Did he miss pylon again? Am I missing it?
He's
taking it. But I see him missing a pylon or 2.
Yeah, he's supply blocked right now. I guess he's got
But
one.
none are on the way.
Free. None are on the way, just a Nexus, and that's not going to be there for a while, so...
He needs like 4
And yes, it is too easy to troll Matheson, but please don't pick on him. He's just a little AI.
F2.
Yeah, I don't think he can save that.
No, he's got to cancel.
Yeah, he canceled. Canceled just in time.
Yep, but now he can warp in a whole bunch more stuffs.
Yeah, if he goes... He could do a lot on the offensive. He's got a nice high-tech army. Lurker Den only just going down.
Yeah.
Warp Prism speed about halfway done. Blink about a third of the way done. I don't know. He's spending a lot at once on upgrades. He does have +1 attack again. I notice he usually makes a point to get those attack upgrades early on.
Yeah, I'd like to see him take a second a double expand because his expand was canceled. He's got
the
the
Oracle
cash.
was not welcome there.
Yeah, he's got the cash. He should double expand.
Sure. You know, I mean,
Then
either...
super high tech. We haven't seen any carriers out of him, and
True.
I know that he's had a bunch of corruptors, but like a big Protoss death ball. Just you know what I mean.
I think when you're 1-3, you can pay to mix things up a little bit more than he is anyway.
Yeah.
Mathis said, well played.
He's got the Stargate. He's got his 4th base finished.
I mean, he's got the Stargate, but
it's a 5th for the Zerg.
I mean, as fancy as he got the Stargate, was a couple of Void Rays before. Oh.
Yeah.
Little crawler going over there. I think seems like it's been a while. I mean, there was a little bit of stuff with the Oracle, just kind of seeing what was up front, but I think Dark Menace has done a much better job keeping an eye on his opponent.
Yeah, I've been watching our Protoss hero's eyes. He doesn't have any idea of what's going on. He doesn't know. He has no idea there's a 4th or a 5th. He hasn't. He doesn't know where the creep is. He's very in the dark.
And Dark Menace almost maxed out, so there's going to be some action pretty soon. And once again, supply blocked actually for Ruiz.
Yep.
So I think these matches are kind of taking their toll overall.
Yeah, I don't see any pylons on the way either.
And that Oracle's going bye-bye.
Yep.
1 pylon, 2 pylons on the way.
Now.
Yep, now.
Once you hear the warning. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if he has an observer.
Oh man, those lurkers.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, they do. They cut him off from reinforcing his base for long enough.
Yeah, and I think this one. That's why the double might have been.
Yeah, look at that. The Hydras and lurkers with the high ground.
Yeah, I don't think you can fight up the choke into.
Oh, and that lurker is still there too. Does finish it off. Army supply is still not that different.
He has all these robos, and he's not building a observer.
He is now. Just like the pylon.
Yep, yeah, now he is. But
he just keeps waiting to prove you wrong. You know, it's not worth it to build them unless he's contradicting what you just said.
I know, but the fact that I'm saying it means, and now he's taking the 5th, but the Zerglings are going to find it right away, because it's too natural of a rotation.
Right. I mean, Dark Menace knows what direction is free to go.
Yeah.
There we go, hopping right on.
What does that destructible debris open up here?
Which ones?
The one he just... Oh, there's a valley.
Yeah, it's just your usual... It's a whole continuous valley. It's like one blocked spot after another. It's kind of a little bit unique that way. Here we go. Dark Menace completely maxed out now. Plenty of lurkers to go too. He has.
The thing
8
is,
lurkers.
this Protoss army counters the Zerg army. If he takes a good, not there.
He has to make absolutely sure that he doesn't get surrounded. That's his big thing.
Yeah, but he walked into a surround.
Yep, he did. Just like I said.
Those were good storms, and those balls, money.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, but it's not enough.
Yeah, there's 1 lurker left. Yeah, it's quite a bit of time.
You gotta fight. F2.
Long cooldown on those purification novas. Oh, and I think one of the disruptors ended up wandering.
Use your balls.
Just go from bad to worse.
You got balls.
Oh.
Pretty good
okay,
balls.
I mean,
not good
pretty
enough.
Pretty good, but he's better than pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to keep things coming. Look at the bank in for Dark Menace.
Yeah.
5,000 to 1,500.
Yeah, because he has the entire map.
He certainly has a lot of it anyway.
Yeah, he's got a basis 7.
I don't think he's sitting there thinking, oh man, if I could only take one more base, I might be able to take.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Where's your observer?
Yeah, that
doesn't have one. I hate playing lurkers as a.
it does have
Protoss.
one observer.
It
It's
just
only
popped.
just moving. Yeah.
It just popped out. It's
Oh,
just
man.
the
Yeah, and
the-
this is such a good place to see Jin, just
Yeah.
cutting things off between the bases. I mean,
I mean,
he's killing a lot of lurkers, but more keep coming.
gosh. There's no detection
More
anymore.
Novas.
Those are good balls, but not good
They
enough.
are.
Poops. I think we have our code S plus winner.
The season champion, GG. Dark Menace takes it. Whew. Okay, that was exhausting.
Can't
a lot.
Protoss can't win anything.
No, that's the rule.
You know what? You're right. The one thing I noticed, he had no vision at the map at all. Didn't see
No.
two other
Yep.
bases
He was.
Well, we got our first
played
and
in the
second
dark.
place
in the dark.
right here. Dark Menace, you took it. 4-1. Your opponent did not make it easy. He definitely kept you on your toes. How you doing?
Alright, I'll be.
Yep, I think you're good too. Congratulations on taking the Code S Plus Championship, Bruce. Congratulations, standing up to him, making it that far, and getting a not too shabby second place.
Thank you. I'm really exhausted. The last game I just.
Yeah, we noticed there were spots where you got supply blocked. There were other things, so the
Yeah.
fatigue can happen. Sometimes that's the price that you pros have to pay, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
But
Second place.
I'm glad to have seen that. I'm glad we pulled it off. Thank you for staying up and bringing your all.
You're welcome, and thank you for the season. It was very fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
It's a
want to say
pleasure.
something to you, Haruj, before you go. Amazing journey as a rookie. Went all the way to the finals. I have a bad
Thank you.
feeling about next season for everyone else.
Thank you. If I continue playing daily, I think it will be hard for them. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you practice constantly, I mean, you're definitely not going to get any worse. You'll probably get a little better, little by little, but you're definitely not going to get worse. So, you put a lot of work in, and it showed. We've been watching you all season.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
So,
Dark
questions
Menace,
for
congratulations
Dark
for winning
Menace.
Yep. Oof. I don't know. It's it might not be that late for me, but it's getting there. My big thing is, we predicted most of the time you'd be doing your best to absorb things and then counterattack. You survived a lot of destruction there. There were a lot of workers who went down. You did a great job keeping them coming, keeping the creep spread going no matter what. Even coming back from that awful disconnect. So I don't know about questions, but I definitely want to compliment that. And I mean, I'd forgotten just how brutal it was when there's Hydras, overseers, lurkers, and those corruptors. And the corruptors look like they're useless supply if there aren't any colossi left, but there's always observers to snipe.
All
I
right,
think I should
guys.
have
Yep, go
went
ahead.
for the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough as a Protoss. Everything that you can detect with flies, and is pretty easily one shot by 4 corruptors. So they just have to
Yeah.
keep them over their army, and it's tough. You have to be pro level of Revelate and Scoot, and even
but
they
still,
lose
the
half the
Oracle.
time.
The Oracle is better because even if it died, still revelate for 20 seconds. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you still
Keep
can
them
do
around,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, but for the observer, when he dies, he just dies, and
Yeah,
you
he's
have to
right.
build another
Haruz
one.
is right on that one.
Yeah.
When I play Protoss, I realized, I'm like, you know what? Oracles are awesome. You just gotta keep them back. But lurkers are a pain in the ass. Go. I shouldn't have said that, but to deal with.
Pain in the butt, yes.
So my question for
three-letter
you,
word
Haruz.
there.
My question for you, Haruz, right? We didn't see you go carriers. Is that something that you're not comfortable with, or maybe we'll see it next time in the next
No,
season?
it's I don't know. To be honest, I think carriers is a lot of investment, and I don't know when I should go carriers because he has a lot of hydras. If I had little
Yeah.
carriers, he's going to kill them.
Yep.
So I need to hide them or something. But he constantly scouting with the changelings, and it was so annoying to be honest. But it was fun.
Carriers are tricky to transition to. They're expensive. The interceptors are expensive. They take a long time to build, a long time to get the interceptors afterwards. So yeah, there is definitely a window of vulnerability no matter what.
Yeah, and you need to be 2-2 to actually have anything done with them. They have to be 2 because if they were without upgrades and the hydras were 3-3, they just do nothing. So especially interceptors, they dark up very quickly.
So
Got it.
Alright.
Yeah,
Haruz,
that's his
one thing-
comfort zone. He has a comfort zone build, which looked really good. I really liked the disruptor play, but we did see your face when you lost the disruptors, right? What
Yeah.
happened there? Explain to us if you can.
I thought I was I already hotkeyed my disruptors, so I told my disruptor to go back, and the warp prism to bring them, but the disruptor wasn't hotkeyed, so they kept going into the hydras. And the
Oh, I see. So
Yeah,
it's
His
and
basically
disruptor's an auto attack.
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Got it.
I think you've earned yourself some sleep. You are our second place, our silver winner,
And
and
you
it's
win
been a
some
pleasure
money.
watching you.
Yeah, you win money.
Absolutely.
Send
We will be
Hyper
figuring it
Turtle
out.
your PayPal or whatever, and we'll get you the moolah in fresh dollars. So good,
Okay,
congratulations, guys! Great season, nice job. Thanks, War Bunnies, for casting. Hyper Turtle, our admin,
And
and our commissioner
wanna-
for the season, and we're gonna plan new stuff for.
Yep.
Yeah, he has a plug. I
Absolutely.
know you have a plug too.
And before, yeah, I know you know. So yeah, we are going to be starting preparations for season 8, but in between, we are going to be doing a big show match tonight. We're going to be having a 2v2 match, a code A match, and a code S match, and possibly an 8-player, if depending how things go. We are going to be showing off a little bit of the best of FSL, and we are also going to have a special guest caster. So, stay
You can
tuned
tell
for
now
more
who
on
it
that.
is.
Oh, I can tell them. Winter is coming.
It's been confirmed.
Really?
Yep, the angry
Wow.
coach himself will be casting these show matches.
Oh, well, that is awesome.
And then, yeah, we are looking to hopefully do a little bit more collaboration with multiple people during the next season, just various one-offs. So, yep, I'm sure he will have a lot of analysis when our players are concentrating so much on harassment that they forget to build workers themselves. All right, I gotta go pick up my daughter from the grandparents. This has been such a treat throughout the season, and I'm glad we were able to end up on such a high note.
GG's, guys. And one thing,
GGs.
Matheson knows who Winter is. We didn't say who he was. Someone just said Winter, and look, boom.
Yeah.
Matheson knows
How?
all.
How did he know
Never
that? I don't know.
underestimate Matheson.
All right, guys.
Big Matheson
GG's.
is one.
GG's.
Good night,
Good night,
good night.
guys.
GG
Later,
everyone, and here's to more fun Star Leagues.
Well, we are finally here. The FSL code S+ Finals. After several months, it has come down to the top 2 players, Dark Menace and Haruz. Dark Menace has a 4-1 record in his matches in the regular season with 8 wins, 5 losses in games, while Haruz was only 2-3 in matches and 6 wins and 7 losses in games. But Haruz has been on fire, with upsets over last year's finalist Veils and defending champion Neutrophil in the playoffs. This is Dark Menace's second finals, while rookie Haruz is on a stellar rise, steadily improving throughout the start of the season to reach the pinnacle. This best of 7 will be a showcase of Zerg versus Protoss, and should be fantastic to watch. Meanwhile, the third place match is with Neutrophil and the rookie, Lighthood. Both matches feature the brothers going against each other from the US and Algeria. This is surely a finals broadcast with great storylines. Good luck and have fun!
Ooh, KJ Freedom. Hey, thank you guys so much.